Oh, really?
We're live.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're live.
Happy days. Hello everybody and welcome to the live stream. Thank you very much for being here. How many do we have to start with?
We have a grand total of 85.
85 people.
Look at that.
Good, good. So, we have got a very special episode for you today. Without going into too much detail, if those of you, well, any of you were here, if any of you were here last week, you may have remembered that someone hijacked the live stream.
Someone did. Someone gave me a call midway through the live stream, and I thought that was very rude of them to do so, so I called them back.
Yeah.
And forced Matt to speak to that person because I didn't want to speak to them. And it's sort of gone downhill from there.
Yeah, it has. So much so, to the point where he's actually turned up on our doorstep. This is Tim Scott 2000.
What can I do? You won't listen to me on the phone. I just have to come up and tell him.
There you go.
Literally just kicked down the door and said, "You're doing it wrong."
Thing we did wrong.
Yeah, so
Last
obviously,
live
those of you that are new here, we're referring to the drill bit cabinet that me and Rob are trying to design. That includes mechanisms, just LEDs, cool things going on, ropes, pulleys.
Lots of ropes.
Lots of ropes and pulleys.
So many comments to keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, yes. So we've been trying to get our heads around this thing, and we've been missing out on all the great suggestions in the chat, and it got to the point where we've just asked him to come along and give us a hand with it, because he seems to know what he's going on about.
Oh no, I'm clueless, boys.
Right. We've made a huge mistake. End of stream.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Tim is quite active in the comments. You should jump in there later actually and just you can moderate for us if you like.
Don't give me that power.
Yeah.
Quiet.
End stream. Done.
But so we're going to sort of go over this drill bit cabinet a bit, talk about these cool new things that Tim's bought for us to look at, and work out how we can integrate that into the actual cabinet. I don't know how long the live stream's going to be today. It might be a long one, might be a short one. We'll just see where it
wing
takes us,
it.
to be honest.
Well, it's just a short one. We've sorted it. Let's go.
I mean, that is it.
That is it, yeah. we haven't told anyone anything, showed anyone anything, just that
I fancy a pint. Let's go there.
Well, just go for a pint. Just go out.
To be fair, I actually think a majority of your watchers would probably come to the pub with you, so...
Yeah, well,
need
we
to
did say
arrange
about that meetup.
I said November.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Shall we get the blackboard then?
We should get the blackboard down.
You have to.
Oh yeah, you're eager to get this down, aren't you?
Well, no, it's more to the point. Someone actually just mentioned there were notes on the board, and also I've remembered that there's a weight attached to this. Earlier,
I want to see this chalk go flying live.
I should have let Matt do it. You have no idea how tempting it is to just drop it now, but I would break it, so best.
I was going to say, you're doing the clean-up.
So,
Hey.
do you want to explain this, Rob? Just before.
Yeah, Rob,
Okay.
let's check your understanding. Off
Yeah,
you go.
come on.
Well, no, I understand all of this. So this, I'm actually teaching Matt piano. Just started some lessons. He's teaching me woodwork with student series. Now I'm going to teach him how to play the piano with my own version of a student series on my channel. But yeah, it's left this mess. And Matt, would you please remove it? Actually, no, first.
Oh no.
Without looking, you've got 4 mnemonics to remember the right hand and the left hand notes. Name all 4.
Every good boy deserves football.
Good.
Face.
Good.
Oh bugger. Something about dogs in America. Good.
Yeah.
Dogs. No, great big dogs in America. In America? No, wait, you don't have an I.
No, think about it.
Great big dogs.
I'm sorry about this, viewers. I mean, this was
Right.
meant to be quick.
You can say I'm bored and I'm stood here.
Great big dogs. I can't remember it.
You said America.
Great big American dogs.
No, just think, it's not in.
Great big dogs.
Where do they come?
If they're not in and they've come...
From America.
Great big dogs from America. And the other one.
And the other one, can't remember it.
Cows.
Cows. Every cow eats grass.
No, another word for every.
all cows eat grass.
Yay! There we go.
God.
I'm refusing
slow.
to say that ever again. Get rid of
Right.
it.
So we've now got 4 viewers.
Apologies.
This is pretty much going to be the extent of what your videos are going to be like for your student series.
What? Just watching you struggle?
My clueless face.
To be fair, it is a bit of a turnaround.
Yes.
very
Yeah.
much
No,
a
I know. Especially after today's attempts at planing, that was horrific.
Yeah, I think. I mean, to be fair, you're quite used to seeing me struggle at things every day. It's actually nice for me to watch you struggle at this.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm giving you this kind of.
Oh, what? Proving that I'm even better at something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I'm doing that to myself, to be honest. That is well soggy. Right. So, firstly, I think before we start drawing stuff, Tim, do you want to show this mechanism that you and thousands of other people were shouting about last week that we decided not to listen to?
Yeah, so, what, this mechanism, or actually, let's put that down for a second. So, one of the things that kind of stood out for me last week was that you guys were trying to do it the way that you've always done things, a nice rope, a pulley, and a lot of other things that will get in the way, get stuck, bind, and probably just fail over time. And if you think of a window blind, how many times do you have to change a window blind in say 5 years? You end up having to change them at least once or twice in 5 years because you pull the drawstring, the window blind falls off, or you pull the drawstring and nothing happens, or you can't, it all goes mental and sideways. So the way to come about that is to remove the weak element, which is the string. So you would then, what are you going to replace the string with? Well, if you want everything to move together, the safest option is a rod or a straight surface that can move inside a groove that will be connected physically to each point. And the way in my head I was thinking about it at the time was you just have a dowel that sticks out of the piece of wood, you have your shelf, the dowel goes in the shelf, you've got multiple shelves. As you move any one of those shelves up, it brings the other shelves with it. So you've now got a mechanism that moves all the shelves. So you then just have to design something that says, okay, so I've got something that makes the shelves move all together. How do I actually translate motion from opening a cabinet door into making a shelf go up and down? And in the kind of notion of keep it simple, I was trying to think of just cogs, cams, and levers that would work. And in the end, so my day job is I work in software, and so in software I'm basically, it's do the simplest thing even if it costs a little bit more, because over time it will just pay dividends. So to that end, I brought Matt one of these. This is a linear actuator, and I brought him a switch that goes off the door as well. So this is a 24 volt linear actuator. So effectively what this is you would hide this within the cabinet somewhere. You would mount the bottom to something fixed, and you would mount the top to one of the shelves. All the shelves are now interconnected, and then when you put power to it, this rod retracts or extends by an inch or 2 inches, and therefore you have 2 inches of movement across however many shelves you want, and you don't have to faff around with anything too hard. Now, I'm sure a bunch of your subscribers are going, but I wanted to see him make a cog.
Yes, and to be honest, I did want to make a cog, but
There's no reason why you can't make a cog, you just use it somewhere else.
Exactly, but I think this is definitely the way forward with it.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we do like to overcomplicate things, there's no doubt about that. Partly because we like to see just movement of things happening, particularly like with these pulleys.
Yeah.
What if it's sort of a Rube Goldberg style thing? So that's going to do all the lifting, like the main mechanics. But to get that switch pressed with the magnet,
Oh, here we go.
can we get a few cogs going just to get that magnet going? Just for the switch. So you can make a cog.
Did you listen to what he just said about keeping things simple?
The rest of it's simple.
To be fair, right, if it was going to be the simplest, the very first thing that came to my head was, why don't you just put a lever on the side of the cabinet? So you've got your shelves, and you've got a lever, you just pull the lever out of one notch, turn it, shelves go up.
That's a good idea as well.
Job done.
Yeah,
You want to do something fancy and mechanical.
we do. We want something that's sort of, as you open it, boop, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to do
Yeah.
90% of the work. Why not overcomplicate the last episode?
Absolutely. Okay.
So give yourself 150% of the work to do.
I'll tell you what,
Yes.
you design that bit. I'll mount this.
So I would say, shouting out to another YouTuber, Matthias Wandel from Canada. His website does gears, cogs and levers to the extreme, and he's even got a little program on there where you can design a couple of cogs that will interact with each other and then use them. Him and John Hayes have got like probably between them the best setup of training tools that I've ever seen.
I
How do I
didn't
spell
realise they had that.
Matthias is like Mathies or something like that. You'll figure out IAS.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then Wandel, Wandel, and then he's on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched his stuff ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realise he moved on. So you say you can design your own systems on?
Well, he's got a cog
wow.
designer, so he's got something that you can design cogs for, as long as you know how many teeth and what kind of ratios you want.
Gear template generator.
There you go.
Oh wow!
And you can do it out of plywood,
Yeah.
and then cut it on the bandsaw. That's basically you print you off a template, you stick it to the plywood, cut it on the bandsaw, job's done.
Oh.
Keep it simple, stupid.
You're going to be doing this all day now, aren't you?
I
Well,
am.
there'll be a tail end to the dovetail box series. How to overcomplicate the dovetail box mechanism for opening and closing.
Have you ever seen... Wait,
To open the lid on your box or something like that. And start strapping all these cogs to it.
That...
I just saw the penny drop in that.
Yeah, I did. That thudded.
It's a very heavy
That's a
penny.
very, yeah.
Have you ever seen... Oh, what is it called? It's like the winter garden marble machine. Have you ever... No, let me look it up.
So if you're talking about the making marbles dance machine, basically that draws marbles up
Yes,
and
yeah,
then
and then
rattles
that-
them everywhere down.
That whole mechanical thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
Matthias did one of those, so you can, and he's got plans for it as well. So if you want to do that next,
Oh
off
no,
you
don't
go.
tell him.
See you in 3 years.
Look at him. This is just going to be a live stream of watching Rob watch Matthias one day.
No. I will have to point out though, being a subscriber who watches and comments, read goddamn comments.
Wait,
Everyone's probably on there
don't-
going, Matt, this is crap, go away,
Yeah.
get Tim off,
Or
or Rob,
I've
you're
just
right.
been told
Tim,
the
you're right.
camera is out of focus. Lies. Lies. I know it's not. I'm checking now.
look at that setup.
I mean, you can't really
You mean
be
so
any...
for the whole of that whole bit, everyone's just seen blurry tip.
No, it's just one guy said that, so I thought I'll have a look. Fix your clock or make a new wooden one.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I did
So
make some
yeah, what's the
OSB.
time, Tim?
The time is now.
Time is now. Yeah.
Time is
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So many people have commented on that, and it's
Do you know what?
it's right twice a day, so it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I bought. Well, Rob told me to buy it, and I didn't put batteries in it for the first week, just forgetting to do it. And Rob won't stop asking me to put batteries in it, to the point where I now don't want to put batteries in it because I know it annoys you so much.
Rob, mate, have you ever heard of DIY?
No. He's got to learn. He's got to figure it out. I've just got to make his life a misery for long enough, but he figures out what the issue is.
I think the issue was you. He's figured it out pretty succinctly. The issue is that it pisses you off, and so he's happy.
Yes. I like sort of what's the word for it?
Antagonising me?
No, it's sort of like enjoying other people's misery.
Poking the bear.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what we like doing. So,
Furious, huh?
moving back to this thing. So when you plug this in to your supply, this is such a simple way of explaining it. I feel like I'm being judged so much. So when you plug this in, this will extend 2 inches, and then
So that's it, full extension right now. So
Yeah.
that will drop down. So that's the amount of movement that this has, and it does that movement in 5 seconds, I would say. And as you found out earlier, that will lift you up.
yes. So we tested this earlier, and Tim basically told me to try and hold it together while it was extending. And my lord, the amount of power behind this. Yeah, that's definitely going to lift up all the drill bits that I'm going to have in there. So, yeah. Now, as for activating that, powering it, whatever the word is, how is that done via this, or how does that link to the door?
So this is a 24 volt linear actuator. So what you need is a 24 volt power supply. So you can buy them online. So you get a 24 volt power supply that comes in. You then have you've got 2 options. You can either wire it to a switch that you flick and it happens,
Yep.
or you can have it wired to some other kind of method where you open the door and it happens automatically for you. So the switch is the keep it simple option. That means all you need is a power supply, and you interfere with the connection between the power supply and the motor with a switch. And so you just you open the door, flick a switch, wait, watch it pop up, and go, yes, I'm the king. And then that's it. The other option is it'll actually involve an extra part called a relay.
Yeah.
So what this is a magnetic switch. So house alarms, when you open up a window on a house alarm, you've got a magnetic switch on one window that activates a pole inside the other mating part of the switch that moves the switch to a closed position, which completes the circuit and sends the alarm off. Effectively, it's the same thing. This is a switch which has two parts, a part that goes on the door, a part that goes inside the cabinet. When you open the cabinet, it changes the pole on the switch. That then releases current. The only thing you need to put in between that and that is you need to put a relay in between that so that the current is which way it flows, because this has only got two wires. So it has to be powered in and powered out. It doesn't just drop by itself. So you have to flip the polarity after you've done it. So you have to have this via relay control. When it's open, it's going one way. When it's closed, it goes the other. This will not overextend or underextend. It will stay where it is. So you just need to put a relay in between this and the power supply and use the switch to dictate to the relay which circuit the flow goes through. That sounds really complicated, right? But in real terms, you've got 4 wires and a power box.
It didn't sound overcomplicated, that's fine. Compared to what was going on in
compared to
mind,
levers, pulleys, slides.
Compared to what was going on in here last week. It just,
And the other thing as well is that this is strong enough that, and it's not, the door is completely independent of the mechanism for the shelves. Whereas last week, you could technically overpower the door with the shelves. So whichever way around you work it, either doors are going to hit you in the face or they're going to trap you in the cabinet. Whereas independent of, the doors open, the cabinet moves.
Yeah.
And then you close the doors, then the cabinet moves. So the motion happens independent of the door, but is triggered by the door. And that way you've got no extra work to do with regards to the door.
Yeah. Oh man.
Makes a huge
I'm so excited to use this. And how much was that?
That was 30 quid off of Amazon. I got it delivered yesterday. Well, I got it delivered today to the office because knew I was driving up here. I knew I was gonna come and batter your door down.
So I really want to learn more electronic stuff because, like,
not
to
on
me,
a woodworking channel, you don't.
No, not for him, that's for sure. No, but it's like just okay. The concept of that is massively more simple than what we were dealing with.
In one way.
In one way, and then you suddenly think voltage, current, cable, series, parallel, and then I'm lost. So I need to.
Well, I put it to the guys on the camera. So, do you guys want them to build a cabinet that keeps it simple, or do you want them to build Rob's cabinet that makes him lose a couple of fingers every now and again?
But
we know what you're going to say.
I'll play the piano with just
especially
like
if it's your fingers.
Yeah. What are we going to say?
Oh yeah, we don't have to wait a minute now.
No, it's about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I can't believe that's. But yeah, you're absolutely right though. I think I just want to learn this kind of stuff more because it just opens possibility for so many other things.
The other thing you've got to look at, so I like to make stuff as a channel, again, referencing another channel. He used principally the same thing, just micro versions of them, and he wired it up to his blast gates.
Servo motors.
Yeah. Using an Arduino that just said, when I get a signal from this switch, open that switch. And that's effectively all you're doing here is when I get a signal from one thing, do it another. You're doing it in a dumb way with a relay. He's doing it in a smart way with Arduino. But there's no reason why you couldn't have done it in a dumb way with relays in the first place. I mean,
sure.
I've got a Land Rover out there from 1998 that has literally no microprocessors in it. You can hit it with a hammer and it will drive, but it's still got electronics in it and it still works just as good as a Land Rover of today.
Yeah.
Which has got more computer chips than,
Jeez.
Yeah, most of it, to be fair, is keep it simple, stupid. Which is fair.
They don't want to see you lose
And to
your
be
fingers.
fair, the other part of
Couple
this,
do.
so the other part of this is that by running a 24 volt power supply into the cabinet, you've got this powered, you've got a really smart, hey, come round and check this out, ladies. And it opens up and it comes up. But, I mean, you've got LED lights under there, you've got mood lighting. LED lights run off of 24 volt as well as they do 12. You just run your LED lights off the same power supply, so as the door opens, the same switch that activates it activates the LED light, so it turns on as it moves up.
This is going to be stunning.
Turns off as you close it.
Yeah.
This is going to be absolutely mental, isn't it?
And that
That's
is literally
a massive cabinet, because like you think, if that can lift 70 kilos,
76.
we got to make 76 kilos worth of stuff to lift up. That's the way it works, right?
76 kilos worth of drill bits.
And
To put that in perspective, I weigh 120 kilos. I am not a light man, I know and I understand this, but I weigh 120 kilos. I think probably between you weigh maybe 90 to 100. Look at the pair of you, my legs are thicker than both of you. So,
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
Considering this was just a random pitch of an idea we had 2 weeks ago.
And to be fair, I'm going to be 100% honest here, right? The phone call to you was a complete accident. I was looking through thinking I could message him, and I touched the button at the top and it rang, and I went, shall I? Nah. And then you rang me back.
Yeah. It cancelled off so quickly, and I thought, oh, maybe you thought, I shouldn't do this because it's on the live stream, and I thought, I'll call it back anyway. I can't believe it was a complete accident.
Yeah.
And now here we are. Oh wow.
So guys, if you want to be on Matt's show, what you need to do is pick up the phone, make a complete idiot out of yourself, talk in a very, very cool West Country accent, and just come and turn up at his door. Mind you, it is a bit hard to find. I was driving around for a little bit, but yeah.
I love how I said you have to make an idiot out of yourselves when we were the ones just chatting all that rubbish the past couple of weeks.
Ignoring everything.
And you're the idiot in that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just come in and explained everything, clear as day. It's like, yeah. We've just been schooled.
We have. But okay. So
You got there eventually. I mean, I've got 10 years on you, so.
I'm going to spend the next 10 years learning this.
Add a smoke machine as the door opens too.
Oh, don't.
But the problem is with a smoke machine, it's got to take time to warm up. The frustrating thing about that.
Well, you wire the smoke machine into the
Oh,
the
you just
shop
have it
lights.
permanently just...
No, you wire it into the shop lights. When you come in, you switch the shop lights on, it warms up the smoke machine. And then when you go to the drill cupboard and open up, you've got ready-made smoke. Come on, boys. Just think outside the box.
You do it with everything. Every cabinet you open, there's smoke just pouring out.
Well, the next thing you do is you're going to have to put a musical element to it as well. So when the cabinet
Yeah.
opens, you go, oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm saying, oh no, this is great. This is such good ideas.
The trouble is, so what you find generally in life, and this is where, you know, I'm young and I've learned it quite quickly, is that you will come up with 50 things you need to do, and you will start 50 things, you will get a quarter of the way through all of them and give up. So pick the first 5 that you want to do, they will become the things you need to finish. Forget everything else, those are the nice to haves after the end. So right now, you need to build a cabinet. Plain and simple, build a cabinet.
1.
Number 2, you then need to figure out how the mechanism is going to work in the cabinet. Whether you want to see that, whether you want to hide it. And then number 3 is you need to figure out how you're going to power it. Number 4, mount it. Number 5, lights.
Damn, I was hoping I'd have room for like music and smoke there, but
That's the next step 5 after the first one.
okay.
Get the first
I
one
will just add
done.
it after.
Once you finish that,
Yeah, that's...
next project, gears and cogs for Rob.
Gears and cogs.
Rob's finger masher.
Well, how is this coming? Oh, it's because I did mash my
That's what
finger on
everyone's
it.
requesting. And you can do that, yeah.
So, someone said to get an Arduino and control the cabinet over Wi-Fi on your phone. But I reckon that's doable
so-
after you've done the doors.
So you've got the cabinet, you've got all of that, nice and simple. All you've got is a switch, that's fine. You've got a camera here, so from work or wherever you're going, watch this, guys. Here's my CCTV. Back in the shop, Rob's planing away at the dock again. Matt, shut the cabinet!
Let's just start the smoke machine
The
in there
smoke
as
is
well.
pouring out.
No, you got business next door, God. You'll do that while you're out. You'll have fire engines, you'll come back in, everything's dripping.
It's like, oh, it's just a drill bit cabinet.
The only thing not damaged will be Bertha, because she floats.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to be fair, she is pretty solid. I don't know
Yeah.
if she'd float straight away.
No, definitely not.
Can you not lift it?
No, you can just about. I think it's about 250 kilos. It's quite a
What?
chunky one.
Oh, that went a lot quicker than I
Oh
expected.
no!
There goes
There's the chalk.
Oh no!
That's the last chalk.
Do you know what? That was one of my longest chalks as well, and you've just broken it.
No, it was the long
To be fair, mate, I just bought you a servo, so
You
go
did
on.
it.
That's like 400 chalks.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give
Cool.
you that. Right. So, quick sketch of how this is going to be included in the cabinet. I think is in
Yeah.
order.
Cool. So
That'd be good.
who you want to do it? I was going to say.
Do you want the white one that you just broke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Do like a good old half-size chalk.
Yeah.
So, so in theory, so what we've got is I'm going to ignore the sides, the actual cabinet case for the moment. I'm going to concentrate on the shelves. So, so you're going to have a shelf there. Wow, I really can't draw on a chalkboard.
It's difficult, isn't
It's
it?
a challenge.
You get used to it. So these obviously will be facing you in flat. So the way that I, in my head, have seen this is that you'd have the side of the cabinet and you'd have a router groove running through the side of the cabinet. You would have a dowel pin on the front portion of every shelf, and the shelves will be then doweled into the side of the cabinet at the front. And at the back you would have a long rod that connects each one with, again, a dowel in the back.
Yeah.
And the rod sits in the groove. I say rod, it can be square, it can be dovetailed so that it can't pull out.
Okay, yeah.
But that sits in the groove. And then no matter which shelf you choose to use the actuator on, that shelf will power the other three, other 2, other 9, other 40. So,
It's gonna be
and
a
then
lot.
if you make a cabinet that contains that,
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
like that, okay? And then I'm assuming you're going to have double doors. So you'll need a piece in the middle that will, obviously, for the doors to butt to close. So what you can do is you can build a mini box here
Yeah.
that contains all of your actuator, your power, and everything else. So you're lifting from the center of the bottom shelf that will lift the other 2 shelves at the same time, and everything's hidden here. When you open the doors, you've got space here, and you can make that pretty by putting a big picture of Rob's face on it.
So that is effectively lifting the back of the shelves.
Yeah. So
That's
if
what you're
this,
saying. Right, okay.
so if this is mounted like that with the back there, you can see it's got a square back. The back flush to the back
of
plate.
course, yeah.
Yeah, that will move up and down.
Yeah.
And so it comes with these little brackets. So this effectively floats on 2 pins like that. So that will then be attached via a bracket, which, because I know everyone loves to not see things on live streams, God. So the bracket looks like this. Okay, so there would be...
I can't tell if that's in focus. I want to make sure it's in focus.
Oh,
Yay,
come on.
there we go.
Everyone loves when you grab the thing. So this pin fits...
It's a wide angle lens. I can't stop my fingers getting in the way.
So this pinhole fits over the end like that. That piece there mounts directly to the shelf or to the bottom, and therefore that becomes your pivot point, so that if anything did get stuck, let's say, this would articulate as well, so it wouldn't break this or wouldn't separate your cabinet.
I say it would separate the cabinet.
Yeah. And then therefore you've got this that goes up and down. That's hidden inside this box. The only thing you would really see would be the protrusion that came up from the box as it went up and down.
Yeah.
And if you did it right, you could probably just have that through a tiny, I mean, what size is it? Let's just double check. It's not quite the same as a dog hole, so you just need a little bit bigger than a dog hole on, I'm assuming you could just put a shelf in there. The only thing I would add to that as well is potentially from the cabinet case, dowels that come out under each shelf, so that if for any reason something became loose over time, the shelves wouldn't drop, they would hit the pin and stop on the pin.
Okay, yeah.
So build yourself in a bit of redundancy. It'll never happen if you do it right, but let's just imagine whilst you're putting this together, the shelves are flapping around like sod. So
yeah, that is a good idea.
I have been told that as you've travelled so far, we really should have offered you a tea and a Belvita.
To be
I've
fair,
got
you
the
did offer
Belvita
me a
story.
tea and a Belvita, and Matt said it would be waiting for me when I arrived. I even messaged you my ETA thinking, I'll get in,
that bit.
there will be...
I saw the ETA
Do you know what it
once
was?
you arrived.
I was too busy tidying the place because I was scared for your arrival.
And I was
seriously, I
too
tidied
busy-
it like you would when your mum's about
Mate.
to come into your room.
Mate, you
Like,
got to see my workshop. This is like literally spotless compared to my workshop, and I've seen under his bench. Under his bench.
I don't think I've seen under there. I've kicked everything under there for the past few weeks.
I will say, guys, if you ever do get to come and visit, if you hold a day where people can come and visit, I don't know whether that'll be wise with the amount of people who are not necessarily... They're very much the fan. Let's go with that. Very much the fan. This shop is pretty cool. My workshop, I thought, looking at the video, I thought my workshop's only just a little bit smaller than yours. Looking at this, my workshop is half the size of yours. It's literally tiny. The camera doesn't give it justice. This thing is quite wide. It's the table, the assembly table, and the workbench, the ultimate workbench in the middle. People have forever said you can't work around that. It's too big. I can do star jumps around that thing, and I it's, there's plenty of room. The only thing that there's one corner where the drill press is there, but I mean even that's easy. That's doable. So,
Actually, I still haven't even taken that off the pallet yet. That's why.
to be fair though, I did wonder why your drill press was a little bit high, but then again, to be fair, it makes sense considering.
I think
you're like
when I see those in the store now, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Stuff I Made is asking what's your YouTube channel or Instagram is.
I am Tim_Scott_2000 on everything. I choose. When I made my first email address, let's guess when that was. It wasn't my birth year, but it was the year I first went, I know, let's do some internet stuff. So I don't do YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. It's not my trade. I have a channel purely because I like to comment, and that's YouTube makes you have a channel to comment. Instagram, you can request, and I'll happily let you follow me. I keep it quite tight because I have pictures of my family on there as well. But mostly you'll just see pictures of me riding around in a big green Land Rover having fun. So.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
I did have I don't know if you can call it midlife crisis anymore. I had an early midlife crisis.
Right.
It was my birthday in August, and on my birthday was on the Wednesday. I woke up on the Tuesday and went, I want a Land Rover, and I want one now. So I picked up my daughter from school, and I went, it was from I went, we're going to get a Land Rover. Where are we going? I live in Bristol. It was we're going to Coventry on the train because I'm buying it and it's coming back. So imagine a 5-year-old who's never been on a train before.
Oh, amazing.
Going up there, she was loving it. Every second of it, she was like, "Oh, this is first day on the train, first time going through things, going through a train station." And the surprise at the end was, "Here's my Land Rover." She went, "It's yuck." I went, "Right." She went, "It needs to be blue, Daddy. It needs to be blue." So I've got a green Land Rover, and I've said, okay. And my daughter's name is Amber. I said, okay, Amber, all right. Well, I just need to make sure everything's working on it. So once everything I know is working on it, I'll paint it blue. It's a Land Rover, nothing ever works forever. I mean, I've had it for 6 weeks. I've already knocked the fuel tank, and I've got a fuel leak where I need to change the fuel tank.
It's so cool though. It's just a tank of a thing as well. It's amazing.
So the funniest thing about it is, and this is me hijacking the channel massively, sorry guys. the Land Rover is it's an ex-Royal Marines Arctic Warfare winterized waterproof Land Rover. So it's not just a regular Land Rover. It can go underwater to, well, it's rated to 1.5. I've had it to 1.9, which is above my head whilst I'm driving it.
What?
I can't breathe whilst I'm driving the Land Rover.
And how long have you owned this thing?
6 weeks.
Already put it under 1.9 metres of water.
Got to try these things, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, apparently you do, yeah.
What's the point in having it if you can't figure it out?
This is true. This is true.
William Birch asked what got you into woodworking.
So what got me into woodworking? So my day job is stress, and more stress. I started to just go back to where, you leave school, you miss your woodworking, you miss your resistant materials as it used to be called, and I thought I'll start tinkering with a few things. I got onto Matt's videos by watching his sharpening videos. I found sharpening really relaxing. That sounds really bad. I'm this weird mental man who just turns up and I have many knives. So yeah, I found that whole thing really relaxing. I then decided, you know what? I'm going to start looking at some YouTube channels, doing some stuff. The first thing I built was a whole deck. I got a 5 meter square deck in my back garden. I just built just because I wanted to try working out. The next thing I did was I built my nephew a raised camp bed. Mm-hmm. So I decided, it was his birthday coming up, and he was like, Uncle Timmy, can you build me a bed? I saw what you did with the deck, can you build me a bed? He's 6, so I was like, yeah, why not? His birthday was in January, I delivered it in May.
My mum commissioned me to make a banana hanger back in 2013, and I only made it for her last year.
It's just a hook upside down,
a
hook on a hook.
Yeah, I know. That's how long it took me.
Mate, you may as well have just got a piece of wood, stuck it in the ground and put a screw in it.
I might as well have just gone to IKEA and just bought one of those bamboo ones.
Would have been better anyway.
Yeah.
No, but so it was de-stressing is what I got into woodwork for. I find sitting down and doing something quiet with no one tapping on my shoulder saying, Tim, how does this work? Tim, how does that work? And you know, I work for a startup company. My company's really small. We've only got a few employees. We're doing really well, but it does mean that my hours have gone from, you know, I worked in a regular company 9 to 5. I've got an India team as well for software development. So I wake up at 5. I take 3 or 4 hour-long phone calls before anyone else's day starts. I run my software through the day. Then I probably sit at home in the quietness. I do another hour or 2 of work at home, so 7 or 8, and then, you know, that's when you were like, oh, I've just done a, you know, 12, 15 hour day and I just want to just chill. So rather than put crap on, I'll just watch a bit of YouTube, and whilst I'm doing a bit of YouTube, I'll just make anything, something. Just
That's awesome.
Yeah, do you know, I think a lot of people, when I do evening classes, they're in the same boat as you. They're all people in office or startup companies. We get a lot of them just because it's so much stress on those people.
It's many hats. So in a big company, you've got 5 people who 5 different things. In a little company, you've got one person who has to know all 5.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. I know so many people that just from evening classes, and they've had to come in just to have someone to tell them what to do, so they can actually be the.
It's the not thinking part of it. My brain switches off. I don't need to think about how I'm going to shape something. I mean, admittedly, I have thought about things over the years, and that's why I can get to the not thinking part, because I've done a lot of it. It just comes. But yeah, it's just the ability to just switch off is the nice thing. Rob's like, switching off. I was playing in this earlier. If I switched off, I'd have lost an arm. Trust me, he would have lost an arm.
Furious earlier.
I think I was about to lose an arm for frustration coming out of it.
Planing is like the most relaxing thing I've ever done. I built a worktop, and rather than sanding it smooth, I thought, I'm going to get the plane out. I'm going to plane this bad boy. And I spent like 2 days planing it because I wanted it to be perfect.
That's what
and
I
that
keep
was
telling
amazing.
him, that he doesn't like sharpening.
No, it's
So to be fair, right, you have to go 40 minutes. I roughly, in every hour, 40 minutes of cutting, 20 minutes of sharpening.
Absolutely, yeah, easy.
okay. I can't argue this statement considering what.
Lack of experience.
Yes, let's do it there before I start.
You can't say you
swearing because I'm so angry.
Here it comes again.
About all of it. But before we get on to that topic, Warren Evans asked to ask you.
Yep.
How you would go about putting
No,
in,
seriously, this is
It's the
great.
Tim's channel.
This is great.
how you would go about putting in the mezzanine floor.
Oh, so I discussed this earlier.
We were talking about this.
So, Matt was originally thinking about the. There is a false partition wall above the brickwork. So you've got a block wall, maybe 7, 8 feet high, and then above the blockwork it is effectively just stud. And Matt was thinking, I can just put some joist hangers over the top of the blockwork and then run some. I would assume something like 2x6s across,
yeah.
And that would form the structure of the mezzanine floor. After building a deck, I completely and utterly disagree that the hangers just chucked over the top of the wall are actually going to be strong enough. You probably get what in here. If you use the American way of 16-inch on centers, you're and one hanger is going to fail. So I said, whack a 6x2 across the wall, mount that to the wall with just basically as many bolts as you can fit in is the honest way of doing it. And then do your joist hangers off that. Run your joist hangers across, and then you've got your mezzanine floor. I said you've got plenty of space, but you don't want to lose it underneath. So how are you going to get up there? At the moment, you're going to have to put a staircase in it some way, shape or form. But I mean, yes, the workshop's big, but it ain't big enough to handle having a set of stairs in the way. You'd lose a machine. It's that simple. But if you so there are mechanisms, basically loft ladders. Let's be honest with you guys. You just get a loft ladder that comes down, and as it comes down, the steps stay perpendicular to the floor. So as it comes down, the steps drop. You can walk up it, you can pull it up, and as it comes up, the steps go up. And if you've got a decent enough locking mechanism at the top, that becomes the floor upstairs. So you don't lose floor space upstairs by having the ladder there. Although, to be honest with you, keeping it simple, you drop it down, you'd never take it back up until you walk down it. But if, say for instance, Rob was upstairs editing, you were down here working, and that was in your way, up goes the ladder, you finish what you're doing, down comes the ladder.
And then I screw it shut from underneath.
To be fair though, he just jump off the top. I've seen this. He'll have that's what the fireman's pole's for.
Actually, we did say that as well. Fireman's pole. People who watched back from that long ago, it's another opportunity.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
No.
Not from you.
I have been thinking though, mate. So the one thing this place has not got in it.
Zipline.
No.
Oh.
Is a decent heater. I'm not cold, right?
Yeah.
I know you had the heater there, and it's now in pieces, and you're trying to flog it to someone. But you need to seriously think about your heat retention in this place. You've got a thin ceiling. We're coming up to winter.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be a bad winter and it's going to snow. You're not going to want to be out here. What I would suggest is, so there's a guy on eBay who welds together little rocket stoves that are no bigger than a 2-litre bottle of Coke.
Right.
And you've got a nice wooden door there. Drill out a 3-inch hole in the wooden door. Fit it with some heat-proof shielding. Right in front of that door, just stick the chimney out and so it vents outside. Little rocket stove in here. That thing will heat this place up in no time whatsoever.
Rocket stove.
You don't even know what a rocket stove is.
It sounds hot.
It is. It's made out of 10mm steel, so it's pretty substantial.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be pretty heavy.
Yeah, I bought some thing from Amazon as well. There's something in the corner behind the lathe there.
Yes, something.
And that probably, yeah, I mean, what I was going to say is that probably eventually heats the workshop.
Yeah.
If you start at 8 o'clock, you'll have a warm workshop by about 3.
Yeah, no, it's one of these.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just trying to.
That's where you get rid of your scrap wood.
And
Yeah, we've got all the Celotex up there,
They
but I need to find a way of getting up there. Like we were looking at 7-metre ladders earlier to try and get it mounted, but
Get what mounted? Sorry.
Celotex. I've got loads of it in there
Okay.
to stop it.
Yeah. You're gonna kill yourself. Play it simple.
Yeah.
I'm not
Make
gonna
a
lie.
good video there.
So the easy way for that one is pay someone to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know
Yeah.
money's tight, and I have a nice job and I have a nice income. I understand that, and I have been in a position where there is no money. Vents at least a foot away from that door, otherwise that door will just catch fire.
The
That'll be fun.
only escape.
And you need to fix that door, by the way.
What? Fix it?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? Oh, as in how it
make
looks.
it I don't know, make it secure. I could probably kick it out from the outside.
No.
It looks like from the outside it's all rotten.
Oh, no. Just a couple of deadlocks in that. They are
Oh, fair enough.
proper secure. Yeah. And obviously the alarm system and all that as well.
Yeah.
I assume
Stream's back online,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I've just
cool.
got to
Oh,
go.
cool.
That's good. Happy days. So, as we were saying.
So yeah, I was just saying about the heater for the workshop, and I was just pulling up a stove on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there's an eBay stove. It's nice and simple, nice and clean. And if Matt wants to keep his workshop warm, something like that. It's about the size of a 2-litre bottle of Coke. I mean, in this space, it would take a while to heat up, but it would do the job pretty well. And you've got free fuel for it. Just burn your scraps.
Yeah.
You could even probably burn your sawdust as well.
Really?
It's if you put a grate on the bottom so that it didn't just kill the fire. If you put a little wire grate on the bottom, you'd and just chuck it in like you would like pebbles that you get. Just chuck sawdust in, handful at a time. You'd have it would burn pretty well. So
That'd be cool. Yeah, I've always considered a wood burner. I don't like the idea of having a fire in the workshop, even if it's a controlled fire. everything's insured and everything, but it just...
You just don't trust yourself.
I've-
It's like me with knives. So I have cut myself so badly that I've passed out from blood loss on my thumb before because I used knives too much, and I just did it. I did it the other week. I was sharpening something,
Oh, yeah.
and I was sharpening the blade, and I wasn't paying attention, and I went like that, and I looked down, and I just whipped one of my fingers, and I was just like, oh nice, and then there was blood everywhere. And then I passed out. It was amazing. My daughter was amazing.
Your daughter
My daughter was. I said my brother was home as well, so he was round with his son. So I cut my finger. I was sat there going, oh, I feel quite lightheaded. Amber, go and get Uncle Marky. So yeah. So be careful in the shop, guys.
Yeah. Oh,
Your hands, your eyes, and your ears. You only get one set.
2 eyes.
One set.
Oh, 1 set.
One set of ears, one set of
It's
eyes,
not a
one
good
set of
listener,
hands.
right?
No,
Your
it's
ears
a
have
good
already
listener.
gone.
Do you know what they actually are? It's terrible.
Oh.
It's terrible.
I've got to say, this is pretty cool, this workshop, mate. You've done a really good job. I do want to see your cabinet, your out cabinet in a bit, because that thing was epic to watch build.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I am going to put this right now, if you don't make at least 80% of this cabinet out of OSB, you are a failure in life.
So we're thinking Babinga, those long bits there,
Yep.
and then OSB back on it.
Yep.
And then I've been thinking about that, putting as much OSB in it as possible.
I think the
to
two sides
eliminate
have to be
this.
solid wood for the runners to go into, but everything else...
Yeah, well, it's going to be much the same construction as
Yeah.
that, but instead of a boring MDF back panel like I've done there,
Yeah.
OSB.
OSB.
Let's wait for the hate. So yeah, and then these shelves,
I've still
OSB lipped with Babinga at the front. Literally just should look pretty sweet.
I've still got your OSB coin from Maker Central.
you?
Yeah, it's in my bag.
Oh. I'll give you another one. Yeah, look, I've still got more.
No, I
of
ain't
them.
got one. I don't need one.
They're like currency. It's like Bitcoin. They're like Bitcoin. They'll be.
It's the currency that everyone wants to give away.
Yeah.
Worth
Oh
nothing.
damn.
That's rude.
That's a
Cool.
compliment. Everyone wants it.
So, again, being from the other side of the camera, what's the subscribers doing there, Rob? Because you're leaving them alone.
Boring me.
They're boring you. Is that because they're
No.
they're not doing what you say?
Yeah.
They're not doing what you want.
I had a Belvita. I needed water. You can't just have a dry mouth after Belvita.
Yeah, I would know.
Yeah, you would know exactly. But no, I have
Amateur,
been
mate.
watching it.
Amateur.
Clearly, people are very invested in the stream because they're not messaging so much. They're just listening and watching. Got 146 people watching right now.
You got 146 people who are looking at my random ass turn up here.
Yeah.
That's great. We need. Actually,
clearly
we should-
shows
Sorry,
not doing enough.
again, I'm from the West Country. I will swear a lot. That's me toning it down quite a bit.
I
So.
didn't even notice. We should have just put a sign saying Tim Scott pointing to you while you were there. Just sort of, yeah, go on, if you do that. And then just then, stop. There you go. You stand there. Now everyone knows.
Well,
That's going to be your.
We've
that's going to be your
labelled-
thumbnail for
we've
the live
annotated
stream.
it. Yeah. Brilliant. So is anyone, like, what are people asking? On the,
Is there anyone going? Get him off.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was a lot of people talking about compressing for sawdust first, so that it doesn't.
Yeah, the briquette
Yeah.
machines.
So the thing is if you chuck sawdust in by hand, it will just smother everything. So get it compressed as much as possible before you chuck it in. But that was why I said if you put a grate on the bottom, whilst compressing will help, but you're never going to get that sawdust without a specialist machine. You're never going to get that sawdust into a pellet. So if you put a grate on the bottom, which will prevent it from smothering everything, it will do a slow burn and you'll get out. But I mean, you've got plenty of wood. And shavings, they'll go off. I mean, the other problem with the wood burner is that it will burn things quickly. So you'll get through it. You'll be feeding it a lot.
Yeah.
But you'll feel the benefit.
Yeah. And apparently plywood burns great in a rocket stove. Apparently think it's the glue, says Jim Speed.
Yeah, but that
Well,
sounds
I mean,
good.
Not sure about OSB though. He
What
says
about treated 2x4s?
African Baduk.
You want to
Treated
burn that, do
2x4s.
you? You wouldn't even burn Purdue shavings.
No, I want to make. Well, actually,
He's going to make this box and he's going to go, and that lighter. It's done.
just a
So after
pyromaniac.
today, I think he was going to do that with a lid.
It's getting there. It's so close. I'll finish it tomorrow. It'll be fine. It's
so
just
easy
really
to
annoying.
antagonize, Rob. It's like poking a bear. It's
I've
just
literally
really
known Rob
easy.
my entire life, and yeah.
You got anything long and I just want to go.
You just want
Do something funny.
Perform.
I don't like this anymore.
This is great. This is like when Bob was here and he was just ripping into you. Wait, no, Bob was ripping into me as well, wasn't he?
He did both.
I think like each time he sort of changed sides that he came here.
Yeah.
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 It's funny how that happens when you come here. One of us has just got to take the upper hand and then bully the other one first.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
We've got a lovely pit down there for you if you want.
I'm just going to be the gremlin in the pit, am I?
Yeah.
Rob, don't do it like that. Rob, kiss. I don't mean me. Oh dear.
Dante says to leave Rob alone. He's a beginner. I am a beginner, so
Big girls' blouse. That's what I thought he was.
I'm ending the stream.
Leave
I'm ending
Rob
the
alone.
stream.
He's a big girl's blouse. I was like, yeah,
Rob is
he
doing a great job, says Jennifer.
To be fair, you are doing a very good job. You are doing a very good job.
I'm gonna be serious here. You're doing better than I did when I first picked up woodworking to do things. I mean, I'm probably not.
What's
I'm
going
not
on
even
here?
50% of where Matt is, but
What's going on?
but yeah, he's gone from like extreme to extreme.
Yeah.
he's just gone from leave me alone, no, to. No. You're doing well, and one of the
you.
comments I will say is that on your teaching series, you play off each other quite well, and as a teacher, I can see how you appreciate the fact that Matt is over there while you're doing something, and not here.
Yes.
Because
Massively
that
so.
would annoy the hell out of me. Is someone standing over my shoulder? So you do that really well. You still stay at the back. You keep an eye on him in the distance. You can see him in the video every now and again. You pop over and you take a look. But no,
It's mainly just to have a bit of a laugh.
just to make sure he's still got his thumbs.
Yeah.
Matt,
No, he's so stubborn he wouldn't tell me because it would have meant that he's made a mistake.
Matt, there's some red stuff all over my paddock.
He wouldn't tell me if he cut himself because it would have meant that he's done something wrong.
Nah.
Either that, or I would have already started drawing on the workbench with my own blood.
To be honest,
to make the most out of it.
To be honest with you, mate, if you haven't cut yourself at least once when you're making something, you haven't done it right because you're not learning how to not cut yourself.
You've really jinxed me now. As soon as I'm picking up that plane tomorrow, it's going to go downhill.
Oh yeah, you haven't finished it yet, have you?
No, I haven't done the first step of this easy thing that I was told.
So the worst injury I've had with a chisel. So I know your chisel work's already done. But the worst injury I had with a chisel, believe it or not, was on the foot, where it just fell off the thing and hit me on the foot.
Oh,
So
no.
just make sure you wear good shoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right, great shoes. Nice steel. Oh wait, no, there's nothing there.
Oh no, I didn't even consider that.
Completely
We had a
unprepared.
story of someone doing that at Rycote where they had Converses on and it went between their toe webbing.
You can't see, but my toes are
That's
going
a
all
great
over the
dance.
place. Yeah.
And so I ran a circular saw over a worktop once, and then lifted the worktop up, looked down, and I'd taken the first centimetre off my shoe without actually touching my toe, and I didn't know until I'd done it. That was when I went. So still toe caps all the way.
Yeah, I know. I need to get them. I've got some. Just not wearing them.
Yeah, listen to these horror stories, guys. It really is. It will happen to you.
It will happen, yeah. Yeah, my first woodworking demo, I dropped a plane and tried to catch it.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Another tip. You drop anything,
Don't catch it.
let it hit the ground.
Yeah, let it hit your toes instead.
Deal with it when it hits the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For
absolutely.
sure. Well, I don't know if anyone else has got anything particularly special they want to ask Tim or Matt. If you do, get them in now, because I'm now going to bother to read the chat and actually do something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
well,
you know
I mean,
what
where's
we do?
Stephen? I want to go and poke Stephen now because
I
see,
know,
the thing
right?
is, whilst we're chatting, Stephen should be stood here looking at it. Now, the problem I've got with Stephen, please, sorry, Stephen, you're a lovely gent. You're a lovely gent.
No, go for it.
But this is not. When we say Stephen, tell Matt X, Y, and Z. Don't go. I don't understand, guys. They're saying stuff. They are saying stuff, but I can't figure it out. When we literally say, repeat after me, Matt, no, keep it simple. What you want is a guy stood there with their phone going, yeah, Matt, they're saying keep it simple, mate. Matt, no.
I wouldn't get a word in. But, no, what were we saying? There was
You've got to
something that...
remember, the resource you've got there is huge. I mean, one guy who's got very limited knowledge about my area, and I know what I'm doing. But you imagine you've got 185 people with a very specific knowledge knowing about what their area is. Just take it in.
And do you know what, actually, the amount of emails I got after the first episode was quite a lot, but after the second one, there was a lot. Particularly Alan May. Was it Alan May? He was in the comments last week. I think I got something through from him, which was also really useful. And there was someone else, I can't remember who it was, but they gave awesome info. Last time I did something like this, a collaborative thing, was actually making this workbench. I had like 100 subscribers, but people were like really invested in it, and it was so much of this came from subscribers like in the early days.
Well, that's what you want. You want your audience to come and step into the limelight.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is completely random, by the way, guys. It was literally the end of the last live, the live show last week. I just messaged Rob and just said, yeah, it was a great live stream, brilliant. 20 minutes later, Rob went, yeah, it was. Do you want to come over? Matt and I don't have a clue. Do you want to come and do some explanations?
Yeah. I saw it. Easy as that.
That's it.
So
watch how many people ask you now for a pop into the shop.
or how many people are suddenly contacting me via Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the in point.
Yeah. Just as soon as they get to me, they've got to
Matt's
you.
stone-faced. Rob, little sister.
You're no longer my cameraman, you're my receptionist.
No, I'm security. I'm just very weak.
There you go,
I
someone's
thought that was going to be it.
I thought it was Instagram, but no, it was someone I know. Thankfully. George Ferron says, where's Tim's cuppa?
Do you want a cuppa?
I'm still waiting. To be fair, I'm still waiting for. I think after this, we should just pop down the pub. There's a pub around the corner.
We could do.
Alan May is on the chat.
Jesus.
He said, "Did Matt like the OSB kitchen I shared on Facebook to him a few weeks ago?"
Oh my lord! Yes, I did. Yes, do you know what? I flicked through all of my Facebook messages probably about 4 days ago because I never really see them. I was looking through everything, probably all the way back to January, and yes, I did see that. It looked amazing.
Alan, mate, whereabouts are you in the world? Just throwing that in there. This is the other thing as well. You've got a lot of people in the comments, and like you've got people from America and stuff like that. They all come on. Some of the guys over there are really brilliant. They're really cool. I mean, most people have got a horrible vision from our side of the pond of Americans that are overbearing, but in the woodwork community, they're just absolutely amazing. So yeah, where are you from in the world? Are you from the UK, or are you in the US, or are you somewhere else?
Kent.
Kent.
Not far away, mate.
I've got a demo in Sittingbourne soon.
There you go. When's that date?
Can't remember.
Right, good.
It's in my calendar.
Robert Briggs, if I remember his previous questions that I saw, you guys were talking at the time, so I didn't read them. He's making a dovetail box, and I believe he's looking into potentially carving something into it. I think he's just at the gluing stage,
right,
of just the sides, I believe.
Yeah.
He was asking at what point should he begin the carving. I believe, if that's correct, I don't think I'll be able to scroll back and find it this way.
At what point should you begin the carving?
Carving in order to put any decoration into it.
Oh, blimey, I would do that thing last.
That's what I saw a few people mention in the comments
definitely last. If you do something like that first, I was saying it to Rob earlier, he was thinking about sanding this surface flat of the lid actually before doing all this other work that he'll need to do on it. And if you do the fine details first before then having to go back and shape it and glue it, you're just going to get it all dirty again.
You've got to hit someone with a hammer at some point.
Exactly. So do all the fine stuff last, where you can just relax and take your time with it and not stress about all these other processes that you have to do afterwards.
Awesome.
I think it translates to a lot of things.
It does make a lot of sense. Jim Speed 13 says, are you still going to be at Axminster in North Shields?
Yes, this weekend. Yeah,
This
I'm
weekend,
getting the train up tomorrow. And
Mate, it's only a 7-hour drive. Just do it. Your car's broke half the time, I know.
yeah, that's how the lack of uploads.
Pascal says, what's the difference between cogs and gears, Matt?
Even I don't know that shit. Let's go.
Cogs and gears. I didn't notice.
It's like, oh, panic.
Demonetised channel. Cogs and gears, I don't know. They both grind in my head, that's about it really.
I don't have an answer for you two, so let's go for that. Matthew Shallum says, I received my mallet today, very pleased. Thanks very much, Matt.
Awesome.
I'm so gutted I missed out on those. I was kind of hoping I'd like turn up and go, yo Matt, let's have one.
No, funny
I
you
messaged
say
him
that.
going, have you got any? And he went, ages ago, they were gone.
Funny you say that. I've got quite a few people in here suggesting that Matt should be giving you a mallet.
I should be, really, yeah.
It's alright guys, I'm good. I'm good.
Didn't get a T. Didn't get a Belvita.
Well, I didn't get one of my Belvita.
You literally bought these.
There was a Matt. When are you going to? Wait, what? When are you going to be getting these making knives out? Just need to know if it before Christmas.
Yes, I'm hopefully going to get some out before Christmas. I will show you.
I've seen these guys. I'm good.
Ooh, this little batch that I made.
Trying to get a little bit closer.
Yeah,
It's such a wide angle lens.
Now these ones aren't. These ones aren't brilliant. I've been sort of uncovering more issues with them. Are they right there?
Oh, I didn't realise you were going to put them
I'm
down.
going to say this, right? Can you hold them? Will they cut wood?
Yes.
Then don't worry about it. They're good.
Yeah, but look at that gap around the ferrule.
Mate,
I know.
only you know.
I'll get closer
I
to
know,
you guys.
I know.
Because
Only
Matt's not holding them up.
people only care about flaws when you point the flaws out.
Yeah, but it. I
Matt's a
dunno.
perfectionist. That's his
Yeah.
issue.
So the issue I'm having with these at the moment is when I glue the whole assembly. Let me get that assembly real quick. 1 minute.
What Matt's issue is that Matt overthinks shit.
Yep.
And because Matt overthinks stuff, Matt does it
You swore again.
again and again.
So
This is the next thing you know in the comments are going to be like attack Tim 5 times.
So that's the assembly that is being glued into the
Sorry,
blank.
folks.
And at the moment I'm using Araldite Rapid because I'm impatient. And apparently Araldite Rapid, you might know this actually, doesn't dry as hard as a standard epoxy or a standard Araldite.
Because they got a different curing time.
Yeah, it's
So-
something like that.
so
It
when
stays
you-
like gummy.
So with epoxies, the sacrifice of time is strength. Mm-hmm. So if you want it to be long, if you want it to be strong and last forever, you need it to cure over a day
Yeah.
or 2. If you want it to be quick and simple and you want to just hold it together so you can get home, 5 minutes.
Which is what I've been doing. Yeah. So I've been using rapid epoxy for it, which is all. It's been great until you put it on the lathe, and these are being clamped in a collet chuck at the moment. So I've got loads of access to the blank here, but by the time I get to that end and then remove the live center so I can shape it, this is whipping all over the place, and I can literally see it separating away from the ferrule. Like that is. Some of these have stayed as a really nice join, but others just start whipping away, and it becomes loose and. It sort of dries hard again afterwards, but they're not quite up to standard yet. But very close. And the other thing I'm adding is a little thumb hold into them as well. So I need to get a bobbin sander for that. I have got one to go on my drill press, but it's not very good. So there'll be a little scoop coming out of there. And then nice little thumb hold. And obviously you can make it left and right handed by taking the blade out, flipping it around, putting it in upside down, and it'll work in the other hand as well. Very close to being done. I mean, they are getting better, aren't they, Rob?
They are. The
it's-
improvements have come leaps
To be
and
quite
bounds.
honest with you, I'd have one now if you were selling them. That is fine for me.
You can have one of those.
It's cool.
No,
Been
no,
selling
you
them.
can have one of those.
No. This sounds like I'm just turning up and going, I want some free stuff.
No, because these
This is
ones
cool.
these ones are just going to go to my students at Rycottwood as like prototypes. Seriously, choose one that you want and have it. Because,
No, give it to
because
your students because your students they're going to grow up and they're going to have like the inspiration of having one of your things to make something beautiful out of it. I'm just going to make a box.
It wasn't to keep it. It was for them to borrow and test. You seriously have a prototype because I haven't made your coffee. I haven't made your tea. I need to look good in front of the viewers. This is like one of those things. You know, they do those social experiments where they give a homeless person money. So I
they do.
didn't just
You're gonna give
compare
What are
it
you
to-
suggesting?
I just live out of it, to be quite honest with you.
But like,
I didn't drive miles to get here. I was just camping around the corner.
He's always been camping around the corner.
although I have just realised they are missing grub screws, so I'm just gonna have to steal one from Rob's Paducah.
No, don't you
yeah.
dare. Don't you dare.
I'll tell you what. When you're happy with it, you send me which one you're happy with because I know you're
Can
not
I-
going to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do
send
that?
me which one you're happy with when you're done because your head's going to be going. You pick that one. It's got that flaw in it. So
That's exactly what his head will be doing.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, you're going to have to face the ground for a little bit while I get you back in there.
But yeah, we're very close to marking knives. I think the last time I chatted about them was a month and a half ago, roughly, and they have come a long way. I've pretty much got the ferrule part, or the actual blade holder, down to up to a 90% success rate, whereas before it was like a 1 in 10.
So can I put a request in for something?
Uh-huh.
So, being as I've gone through the spectrum of earnings in my life, and I understand that if you were to advertise those for sale on, say, the 12th of the month, they would go within a couple of hours because everyone wants them. But there's going to be people who saw that, who wanted it, but because payday's at the end of the month, they can't do it. Can you do that in the last week? So if you're going to advertise stuff to sell, can you do it in the last week, potentially? So that way, everyone's got a chance to get one. Because you miss out on things sometimes purely because you just don't have the cash in your account. You're like, I've got the cash on Friday, and they've sold out by Tuesday.
Good idea.
So
I did release the mallets at a bad time, didn't I? Yeah.
So
I'll do that. But yeah, not very long for the knives. Not very long. They
You give a homeless person a knife. Says Gummy to Jay.
Trust me, mate. That is the smallest knife I've brought with me. I've got.
Where's that bolt for the door?
I think we can use that to go across it.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It should be a light. Who was asking about knives?
Well, I can't remember what the point was now.
I was just
I've
asking
lost
how
it.
long they would be. This little stubby one as well.
Shane Diffie.
Shane Diffie, cool, okay.
Shane Diffie
I
asked
know
that.
Shane.
Quick question, because this guy's asked it twice. Have you ever used a Scandinavian vice?
Let me take a look at a picture of it. Hang on a sec. I might have. Scandinavian vice. I don't know the names for a lot of things. I just kind of. Wait, what? Oh, wow. Like a tail vice sort of thing? Oh, no, sorry, like a dog leg style one, like a Rob Cosman sort of thing. No, I haven't. No, they look pretty cool though.
Shane Diffie wants to pre-order now.
Oh, Shane, I've got your details in my phone. In fact, wait a minute.
American black walnut he's asking for. He's already putting in his order.
Shane, I've still got your details in my phone. So yeah, I will let you know. What did he say? What did he want?
American black walnut knife.
Wait, I shouldn't be doing this because loads of other people will
Yep.
start. Yeah.
Wait, be fair. No.
Yeah. No, seriously, I know Shane, he comes to a lot of events and...
Well, hold him back one and give it to him personally. I'm sure it'll be much more
I
important.
will definitely see him soon, so yeah. Go on then. What we got?
So I do a lot of outdoor stuff as well. Like I go camping quite a lot, so it's always important to have a knife on me. So I've always got at least two in the Land Rover, in a lockbox out of the way. And I've just come back. I usually have an axe in there as well, so that's out of the way. So I've just got two knives. One is the I want to look cool but is absolutely useless knife. All right.
That's a Henry knife if ever I saw one then.
Every knife's an every knife. Ooh,
So that's a Gerber. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is.
Nice.
But the blade is quite sharp. But for woodworking, guys, I would suggest a Mora knife. All right, these knives are about. I mean, this knife was 12 quid off Amazon, and it's really good. Obviously, really hardy for outdoors. I baton wood with it. If you don't know if you know what baton wood is, but basically, if you need to split a piece of wood so you can burn it or open it up so you can make tinder. If it's narrower than an axe head will safely cut, what you do is you put your knife on top of it, you pick up another piece of wood and you just smack the crap out of the blade and it splits the wood for you.
Okay.
Dead strong, but they come razor sharp. So for carving, they do really well. They're really comfortable, and it's a soft rubber grip with a hard plastic underneath, and they're really good for carving. So if you haven't got a lot of money and you can't buy yourself a devoted carving knife, I mean it's not going to be good for carving out curves or anything like that, but if you just want to whittle a little bit, these knives are brilliant.
That feels nice, that.
Yeah, it's cheap, really cheap, but
Yeah,
you literally can abuse the absolute out of it and it won't, you don't matter.
I like the self-censoring. It's very good.
Yeah. It's finally kicked in.
There's just a blank space there.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, what was that? Oh.
So there's two types of blades for these as well. There's a stainless steel blade or a carbon. Stainless steel is the cheapest and it's just as good as the carbon for what you're going to be using it for, so don't worry about it. But it's got a Scandi grind on it, which means that it will hold its edge for carving. If you're whittling, it will hold its edge for probably about a year, 2 years, so you won't need to sharpen it, Rob.
Thank you for
Here we
that.
go again.
And this is I think it's a Gerber Tonto knife, so that's one of them if you just want to look, how do I say, poncy? Look at me, I've got a big knife. And then obviously the Mora knife.
That's awesome.
Like I said,
My friend has got a bunch of stuff like this. He's just started trying to sell it all, but
What comes in really handy when you drive for a river, the water goes up above your head and you're stuck in your seatbelt and you want to get out.
Does happen often, doesn't it, Rob?
It frequently. I mean, the journey here this morning, I could have been doing that.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That was awful.
Yeah. So all these woodworkers on the channel just seen me turn up, talk about rubbish, talk about electronics, and talk about knives, and they're going, Matt, where's the wood come in?
No, do you know what though? I was thinking about this for podcasts and stuff like that, and the live streams. We said about mashing them together. The podcasts that I listen to and the live streams that I don't watch a lot of live streams, but when I do, the ones that I tend to watch are just general conversations. I don't watch those things to kind of, well, there's a few of them that I watch and learn, obviously, but a lot of things I just like listening to conversations and stuff. So this is a really interesting format. Obviously, how many people have we got now?
So I watch
159. It's been consistent.
So I watch a few other YouTubers' lives. One of the ones that I watch recently, or watch quite often, is a guy called the Beard X16. He does kind of a different format for his stream. So he's very much a down-to-earth woodworker, is the way I'm going to describe it. Most of the time he's doing like a Turning Tuesday. So he'll do a Tuesday live stream at about 8 PM. He will sit there, he will run his lathe and talk through what he's doing while his wife monitors the chat, calls things out. And sometimes he uses something called StreamYard, which means that he's got quite a few. He's a smaller channel, so he's got quite a few well-known subscribers who come in, and he'll just pop in the chat a link and say, "Anyone want to join me on the chat?" So you end up with a window of someone who's just on the chat. Usually it's Jamie Page is on there quite a lot. JP Woodworking. He comes on quite a lot, and they have a nice little banter while they're making something. The last one he did was a unicorn horn for his wood turning mask. So he's got a unicorn horn in the and it's made out of it's rainbow resin, so it's a rainbow unicorn horn off the top of his head. He's a fairly good woodworker. Give him a shout. Go and have a look at the Beard X16. It's quite cool.
Beard X16. Along those lines, what other woodworking channels do you suggest watching? And before you answer that, I realise I'm not asking every single question. I'm trying to, but it's not going to happen. Just before, I know the messages will come in because I've suddenly skipped a few. No.
Do you want me to give him a twat, guys? Let me know. All right, next question. Yes, just say that.
Wait, no.
So is that directed at me or just both of us?
Just in general, I guess. Yeah, just woodworking channels that you guys know.
I got my teeth cut on Matt. I went to the Samurai Carpenter after you. John Heiss is just funny because he's a grumpy old man and he's amazing at it, and he knows his stuff. He is like me 15 years in the future with this stuff. So he knows how to do it, and his brain is keep it simple, and he literally just does it. And Izzy Swan is just the wackiest person. Give him a drill and give him a piece of wood and he'll give you a dinosaur that runs. It's that simple. And one of the parts that put me back into woodworking was Izzy Swan's how to build a wood shop on a budget. He spent 50 quid a week on his wood shop, and in 6 weeks he had a proper functioning wood shop. He did things like turn a circular saw upside down and bolt it to a plate of wood. There you go. That's a table saw.
I remember that one.
So but I mean, I built a table saw, fam. Admittedly, I told you earlier, it goes up and down, on and off, and loses fingers every now and again. But it's a table saw. It cuts straight, and I've got a good guide. I said I built the table saw off of Izzy Swans. I built the fence, the table saw fence, off of John Heiss. So those guys are brilliant. I would say start out with them. When you start looking at their channels, you'll see who they're watching and monitoring, because you can on YouTube. You can see who they're subscribed to. Go and have a look. Everyone in the YouTube community kind of is together. There's a good Facebook group called We Like to Make Stuff as well. Not the I Like to Make Stuff channel, which is good as well, but there's a We Like to Make Stuff channel where a lot of the YouTubers come together and they give you a little bit of early access to content, and they talk about how they're going to build things, and you can ask them questions, and it's more of an open forum. Give that a go. That's me.
Admittedly, this is something that I've really fallen out of habit with, because when I started woodworking, even before, when I was just researching about it, I was proper into all that stuff. Like Steve Ramsey, John Heiss. Don't know if Izzy Swan was around then, but all those Mark Spagnolo.
Yeah, Spagnolo.
Well,
you can't not do Mark Spagnolo. Exactly. He's the original, isn't he? He's after Norm Abrams. It was Mark.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like proper into all that stuff and part of the community. But now, since going down this sort of thing where I'm now creating for it, it's not me intentionally distancing myself from it. I just haven't put as much effort into the actually delving back into.
So one of the part
of the time, but
some of the things that those guys do is together they will collab on on a composition project, they'll go, right, here's a block of 2x4, build something, and it's the 2x4 blood test, and then all they do is they just photograph it, they stick it on their websites, or they do a little mini series about it together separately, and then so that keeps you in touch with them, and you end up obviously keeping the emails and stuff like that. And from my perspective as a viewer, I see that, and it's like it takes me to other channels because I'm with that.
Yeah,
that's brilliant. It'll bring, if you go involved with that, it'll bring people to your channel, and obviously send you guys will go and see channels that you've not seen before.
Yeah, collaborations was something that I needed to get on this year. It's
Still time.
There is, yeah. Jonathan Katz-Moses is someone that I've always wanted to do a collaboration with. I mean, regular contact with him. We do much the same stuff.
I've got his dovetail guide, so I on Instagram that you guys, I've just seen there's a lot of people that have just started trying to connect to my Instagram. So about 8 months ago I decided to make my first set of dovetails ever. And I got Katz-Moses' dovetail jig to do it. And I admitted to you my fault with it, but you wouldn't notice to look at it. It looked absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And I did it it took me an hour. I did my first set of dovetails in 18 years, and it looked flawless.
I should have really tried it.
Yeah, I should have
Really
but you're
done.
too stubborn. No, but in response to that woodworking channels question, I don't watch a lot of woodworking channels now. I'm trying to branch out into other things and become, I don't want to just be about wood at the end of the day. I don't want to just be limited to that. So stuff like this is really interesting. Obviously I'm watching a bit of Alex Steele at the moment. I went a proper rabbit hole with that last year.
Yeah,
it was good.
So did I.
I'm not going to lie. Since he's gone to America, I don't really like some of the stuff he's doing. He's doing textiles and stuff now, so I might give that a look. But
do you know what, that's what I really relate to with what he's doing now, because I'm moving into the metalwork. He's just moved into textiles. I think I can really relate to his. He's been doing that for so long now.
Yeah, just something new.
Exactly.
I can smack a hammer on a piece of wood and make another hammer without blinking, battering an eyelid. I want to challenge myself.
Yeah.
So for me though, it was his workshop change. I liked it originally. I like the really tiny shed he basically started in.
I really liked his UK workshop. Norfolk. That was brilliant.
Yeah, so it had so much character. Then the one after he went to, that was pretty good as well. That was still small enough, but it wasn't overpowering. And then suddenly you're in a massive warehouse. You think, it just doesn't have the same character that got me invested quite the same way.
I like his last workshop in the UK because he did something that I hadn't thought of, and it just makes sense. Was he had a grinding room?
Yeah.
And it was just
do you know what?
I just suddenly thought, I could do with a sanding room.
Sanding room, wood turning room, freaking wood turning room. This area is like a.
Well, that's because you've got no dust collection to it. I mean, you've got this, but you've got a 4-inch dust collector there doing nothing. And you've got a second run off. I mean, it won't do much, but that in conjunction with that, twice the amount of suction of what you've got now.
Yeah, but not as many chips will hit Rob.
Yeah. Sadly, that's a big thing for him.
It's always interesting. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, you can always just throw the tools at Rob.
Yeah, or intentionally blow up a bowl.
You don't need to intentionally do that.
Just go, Rob, catch. Throw something sharp, see what happens.
But yeah,
Don't do that.
I do agree with Alex Steele stuff. It's I did prefer his sort of stuff in Norfolk, but
I am going to say, from a viewer's perspective, I'd be like, we've talked about this forever now. Get another common question. Come on, Rob, do your job.
Oh, right, yes.
I bet between the start of that question and now, 400 questions.
Funnily enough, as soon as I said that thing about the questions, there haven't been any. I'm sorry, you are allowed to put questions.
I would say, so here's a tip. When you want to write a question, write the word question right in front of it. Don't just write the question because it looks like another comment, but put question,
That's a good
then the
idea.
question.
But I'm going back before
really good idea.
with a new one.
Come on, guys. Come on. This
That's
is
a really
like
good
simple.
idea.
It's like bullet pointing stuff. I'm talking to the people in the chat. Question, I'm talking to you guys. Plain and simple.
we were thinking about one of those things that auto reads out the comments.
Yes, I've seen those. I would advise it because you guys are useless at getting your
In
comments
fact,
out.
Amy
But,
recommended one to us last week. Which
Really?
I was looking to.
By the way,
Yes.
hi Amy.
Wow.
Just
She's watching now.
So I
say
don't know if
now.
she's watching now. She's gone out on a night out with a friend, so she was like,
I
I'm gonna miss it.
see. She's not
If anyone
been on it.
doesn't know, I through Matt's live streams, I met Amy in the chat, and we were just chatting away. And one day I was cheeky. I am dead cheeky in the chat, and I just asked her for her contact details, and she gave them to me.
Oh, is it in the chat? It was
It was in the chat.
Oh.
So we started messaging each other and like saying hello and all that. I found out she's from Newcastle, I'm from Bristol. The first thing I did when I bought my Land Rover was I drove to Newcastle just to go and give her a hug and say hello, and make sure that she knew I wasn't an insane person.
With all your knives in the back of the car.
All my knives in the back of the car, and I drove like
Underwater half
300 miles in each direction just to go and say, but yeah, no, hi Amy. Cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's going to be gutted, and if you get a chance to see her at all, go and say hello. She's really shy. She gets starstruck. It's so funny. So I took her to Yandles, and we walked up, and as we were approaching Yandles, Matt was walking up to one of the tools, the old tool areas, and he walked up and he was turning around and he looked in, and I went, Amy, there's Matt, and Amy went. and then I was like, oh come on then, let's go and say hello.
She's got my Veritas dovetail saw.
She does. She
And
has.
do you know
she,
what?
She loves it.
On the subject of Yandles, her contact lenses that day,
Absolutely epic, aren't they?
awesome.
She's got rainbow contact lenses.
I was looking at it, it's like, what's going on here?
Basically,
I
I'll
must
tell you
have
what,
looked
if you
like
could make
mental.
anything rainbow and send it to her, she would love you forever. 'Cause
Really?
that's her favourite thing. She loves rainbow laces, rainbow contact lenses. She's
It
a rainbow
looked
girl.
so cool. I was just, I could feel myself just glaring into her soul. Like,
And
what
she
is
doesn't
going
like
on
the
here?
compliments as well. So I was telling her, she was, I said, yeah, they look pretty amazing. And she doesn't. She's not the kind of person who likes getting compliments. So yeah, give her compliments, guys in the chat. If she's joining the chat, or if anyone sees her in the chat, go and say hello. She's a lovely girl.
Yeah, no, she is. It's been really nice chatting with her.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's...
And her tag is just Amy. There is nothing else. Not Amy 1000, not Amy 200. Amy on its own. She is the first Amy on YouTube.
She is the Amy.
Yes.
5 Teep says, question.
Good man. Well done.
I know, that's why I picked you. Was that We Like to Make Stuff group on YouTube? Can't find it. It was Facebook.
No, it was Facebook. It's We Like to Make Stuff on Facebook. You have to answer a few questions that basically go along lines of I like to build stuff, and yes, I'm not an insane person, but you can lie on that one. And then yeah, you're in. It'll take a little while. There's only a couple of thousand people in that group, but they've got all the big YouTubers in there like Jimmy DeRista. You've got Jamie Page. You've got Izzy Swan. You've got a guy called Joe Crawford who kind of runs it all. He's from the Missing Digit Woodshop. Yeah, it's a really good place.
Do you watch Pat Lapp?
I've seen Pat Lapp in there a couple of times. I haven't watched him too much, but he is hilarious. Same as Andy Berkey. Andy Berkey, if you see this, Andy mate, you've got some top going on. Don't ever change. I watched him do a podcast with a mask on the whole way through. It was a Viking mask or something. It was absolutely epic. The whole podcast.
Did you see Pat Lapp's video where he made his dad a shaving razor?
No, but I am now going to go and watch it.
Okay, I won't spoil it for you. I don't know
No,
what you
go
have to
on,
type.
spoil it.
No, I don't want to because I want people to watch it themselves. I think just type in, what is it, Pat Lapp, I don't know, razor, and it should come up on YouTube. Shall I spoil it?
No, we'll tell Tim at the end.
Okay, yeah.
I get to hear about you
it's
guys.
one of the most.
Technically, you guys will see it before me because we'll
Yeah,
be out
exactly.
for a beer.
I don't know what I feel of what, or how I feel of what he did. You know,
You've
I've told you
told
about
me, I haven't seen it. It's disturbing.
it. It's very
The concept of it, I haven't seen it. The concept is disturbing.
He goes under the YouTube name Le Pic Bois, which is French for the woodpecker.
Yeah, he's French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really chatty. I've seen him on some live streams. I saw him on some videos at Maker Central. I think it was Maker Central. He may not have been there. I can't recall. But there's a lot of podcasts going on. He's a real big player in that We Like to Make Stuff group. Is really cool. There's a load of people. Even so, some of the biggest contributors to that group are not YouTubers. They're subscribers who just get in and start chatting to the YouTubers, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Warren Evans. What? Words. Warren Evans asks, how did Tim finish off the worktop he made, and how would you finish a worktop?
So, for me, my worktop was 6 2x4s side by side that I glued with not very good clamps, so they weren't level. So I planed it for a very long time, and they are now not 2 inches thick. But hey, and I used Wrangler Star's worktop method for attaching to a wall, so I had underfloor space. So basically, I just built a wood
Live stream smacking.
Cool. Rob, he gets notifications now when the live stream goes down because I told him about the lag and he found a setting that meant that he doesn't get lag. So we saw the live stream go down and we've just been chatting amongst ourselves for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. Merchandise. What's the last thing?
Yeah, merchandise, OSB t-shirts. I do want to release soon. Just testing different materials / qualities, I suppose, because the first ones we had were just a bit minging. Like they just
Well, they
wash them a
started
few
so well.
They started lovely, but then you wash them a few times, they just turn to tissue paper. It's like that fabric that you put goes over ironing boards. Just sort of like wrinkly.
You need someone like, so in the US they've got a guy, Demolition Matt, who does bunker branding, and he's basically got all the YouTubers and he just acts as a central hub with his tools and machinery. It makes it really cost effective. You need someone in the UK with that kind of setup that you can just say, go and make my stuff.
Yeah.
Just need another creator, but just in that department, in textiles.
Definitely, yeah.
That'd be really good.
Graphic design in general, yeah.
Come on, Rob, do your job. Next question.
I just got it up and running again, please. Matt wouldn't know how to do
You
it.
can't do 2 things at once. What good are you?
This is hurting. It's hurting a lot. How big is your stack of Belvita then? How about that? Well, that is a question.
How big was that? You or?
Well,
No, that was them.
So I've sent in 1,000 at least. Well, 1,200. I know I've sent in.
Has it been 3 bulk packages so far?
That would be more than one. That would be 1,800 because
wow.
they come in at 600 at a time.
Yes, of course they do. Yeah, yeah. No, and you can actually see it under the router table there. You see them poking out there, and then open the top drawer in this power tool cabinet.
He's running low, guys. He's running low. Send more. Holy Christ.
Yeah, and that's 2 deep. That is 4 boxes in there.
Guys, from Belvita, because I am going to email you this now, guys. Belvita, Matt is a top bloke. Come, just get in touch with him and, sponsor him to make, I don't know, make a Belvita display stand. That'd be cool.
Every Belvita cast in clear resin using my new pressure pot in a display cabinet sent to Belvita beforehand.
Ooh.
Right, so we make it.
Yeah.
I send that to them.
Yeah.
And then say, I've got a video of it. Can you sponsor it? We'll put your logo at the start.
That's cheeky.
Just come to me.
Done.
And you can put a linear motor. Yeah. You can have the Belvita spinning all you like to do.
Smoke pouring out.
Rob can do his cogs. You'll have spinning Belvitas with disco lights and some fog.
That'll catch them off guard. They open it. It's like.
Yeah, but they have to plug it in first. They don't warm up.
Oh yeah, they do have to plug
Battery
it in.
powered.
Yeah.
Nuclear reactor in there, just so it's continuously going.
Oh mate, you're going too far now. Coming out with the nuclear stuff. Go on, Rob. Would you like to? You can take it, Rob. That's why I do it.
Okay.
I'll buy you a beer now. You'll be fine. You're like old enough to have beer, aren't you?
I'm not fucking Tim here.
This is what you miss in the comments. I'm like this in your comments while you're doing all this stuff.
Yeah, no, I see those and I'm like, no, I'm not giving Matt the ammo.
Yeah.
Undefined says, as I'm moving on desperately. What did you do using the Wrangle Star method for? Did someone mention the Wrangle Star?
Yeah. So my worktop was. I've got a very narrow workshop, and so having a to the floor cabinet with a worktop on the top just wasn't going to work for me. I needed to be able to get stuff in, and I needed to be able to sweep underneath the right to the wall. So what Wrangler Star did was he just mounted 2 2x4s to the wall, one at the top height just below, and one maybe I think it was a foot down, and then put 2 2x4s glued together, 45s on it, notched into the bottom, so the weight goes down through obviously the 2 2x4s now. It's a 4x4, straight down into that, which is bolted to the wall, and it's not going to move. It is solid as a rock.
You look befuddled.
Yeah, no, it just sounds cool.
No. But it means that what he did was he used the space created by the struts to he put drawers and stuff in, so he's got drawers underneath his worktop. But it means that you can get right underneath with a brush. You can sweep all the way to the wall. You've got extra leg room. You can pull up a chair and sit underneath your workbench without having your cabinets there. If you want to, you can still just chuck stuff underneath. It's still out of the way, it's just underneath. It worked for me with my small workshop.
It's good, yeah.
My workshop is, I think, 12 feet wide by 22 feet long, so it's tiny in comparison to this. So.
Yeah, I mean, don't have a huge amount coming through after that. I mean, we've answered so many.
Rob, you're lying. You've got to be lying. I know there's loads of questions in there gone unanswered. Guys, whack another question in. If we've missed it, whack one in now.
I've just seen one, make him cry.
That's not a question, that's a demand.
Okay.
Tim Scott, do you have a channel?
No, sadly, I am just a random dude who watches Matt, who, through the luck of the gods, has managed to figure out where he lives.
Well,
Yeah, I was going to say, Adrifo
Yeah.
asked, you were talking about safety footwear, any recommendation? Scruffs. Scruffs, I've got the Scruffs switchback. Literally wear them day in, day out. I mean, I'm in here, if I'm teaching at Rykerwood where I have to wear steel toe caps, I'm in here the other 3 days throughout the week, and then I've got one day off where I usually see my girlfriend or hang out with friends, and in that day I usually wear my Scruffs switchbacks. Not sponsored by them or anything like that. I've just worn them throughout my employment at Axminster and at Rykerwood. Love them. Literally an extension of my feet by this point. Scruffs, switchbacks.
George Found says, a question, build a trebuchet. There you go.
Oh, that keeps coming up, doesn't it?
It does keep coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got to start small with a catapult or something.
Jim Speed, 300 TDI. Sorry, just had to jump in there.
Okay.
Oh, you're on it now. Oh, I see.
Someone went, Land Rover, what is it?
Yeah.
So it's 300 TDI. It was so technically it's a 2019 Land Rover because it was released from the MOD on the 1st of June and registered then. Has never been registered before, but it's a 1998 model. It's Defender Wolf, which means it's top spec. So
Fair enough. Alan May says that someone previously asked, what is your favourite tool that you never use?
Favourite tool that I never use? Wow.
I thought, yeah.
Favourite tool?
I must have missed that one.
What
Brain.
are you pointing at?
Yeah.
That's not my favourite tool.
This is the favourite tool you use the most. This is the favourite tool you use the least.
That has made me so self-conscious, but it's so true.
Everyone's, it's the same. It's everyone.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really know. I know. Crowbar. I've said it before.
Nothing. That's a pry bar, not a crowbar.
It's a super bar.
We are both wrong.
We are both wrong. Easily my favourite tool. Love it when I get to use this. Never get to use it.
He's lying, he used it just a moment ago before the live stream started. I saw him use it.
What? Did I? Oh, you had to get up that. Yeah, you trapped your fingers in it earlier. That was even better.
I didn't trap my finger in the crowbar.
No, you didn't, I suppose.
Thank you. Warren asked, would epoxy possibly discolour the Velveeta? Hadn't thought of that, had you? No, I wouldn't have thought that.
Actually, no. That's
Well, it depends on the cure time because if you've got a quick curing one, it generally gets really hot. If something gets really hot, it will do discolour damage. So I would say use a slow curing one, but the problem with a slow curing one is everything will fall to the bottom.
And also the fact I'll probably be doing it in a pressure chamber. That might be quite interesting. Watching all that epoxy getting pushed into a Velveeta soft bake.
Mate, you've got a video and release that. Stick it anywhere. I don't care. I'll watch it.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
That'd be really good.
While you're doing
And-
that, can you get Rob's face whilst you're doing that? Because that's going to be the best reaction.
So, it's like my Velveeta.
Troy asks, has anyone mentioned that Matt's clock is still not working?
Well, we've got over this and we understand that it's entirely Rob's fault.
Oh!
See, Rob
I'm just
has been
reading out all
reminding
the
Matt
questions
to
now.
get the batteries into the clock forever. This was at the start of the stream. Sorry, Matt, I'm going to take
No,
it.
go ahead.
Start of the stream, and I suggested, well, Rob, why don't you just get off your own ass and do it? But Rob's like, I'm training Matt.
The only reason
Badly.
I am not changing the batteries in the clock is because I know that it annoys Rob having the wrong time on the clock.
Are Velveeta dippable in tea? Jim, mate, that
Yes.
is an amazing question.
I did it with my coffee this morning.
That's not tea.
Yeah, but
Right, we are getting a cup of tea afterwards, and I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'm going to dunk one, and I'll post it
tell you what, I'll
anywhere.
boil the kettle now.
Boil the kettle now.
We'll do it on the live stream. It's a quick boiling kettle.
We've gone from woodworking to watching a kettle boil.
Yeah, that's it.
To be fair, it's probably improved knowing Matt. We're just waiting for him now.
50 worms, what should I use for sharpening? And the answer to that will depend on entirely what you are sharpening. So if you can describe that, then I'll go into more detail. I would say Matt would go into more detail. He's got loads of sharpening videos, but Matt's making me a cup of tea, so I'm amazed. I'm taking over your time, mate.
What's the question?
And he's doing a better job, to be honest, because he's actually dealing with the comments himself.
Yeah. So
Tim's doing.
what should I use for sharpening? And I've said, depends on what you're sharpening.
It does, yeah. For beginners, I usually put them towards diamond stones because they stay flat. Just got to put a bit of water on them, ready to go. Or Scary Sharp from Workshop Heaven.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
Pistol Knight says, check out Nick Zametti for epoxy experimentation. Pistol, mate. Nice to speak to you and see you, mate. This is me. I've mentioned you a couple of times in comments and said hello, so hello.
I
yeah,
don't have any milk.
I mean, you're just a failure at life. Aren't you?
Coffee? Black tea?
I'm good with whatever, mate. It's fine.
You know anything?
It's good.
No.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll go and get a beer.
Yeah?
We'll do the frothy stuff.
You are a massive disappointment. like.
Well, actually, no. I have ordered my UHT milk now.
There you go. See, I was gonna go around and make the tea, even though I don't make tea, and I thought, no, Tim won't want it because we don't have milk.
Yeah, I've realised that upon boiling the kettle. Yeah.
Jim, mate, you're a diesel fitter and you only function on tea, mate. I have to live. I've got a coffee machine in the office. I know what you're saying. I have to live on coffee. I need the extra perk. So yes, mate. DC Romo, know anyone with a bandsaw for sale? eBay, best bet for that. Matt, under the bananas on Matt's shirt, it should say yes.
Bananas.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, right, this is going to be slightly not PC, but I am known in my office for going in silly t-shirts. And I've got a t-shirt which has got a big picture of a male chicken on it. And it says, stop staring at my 4-letter word. I've also got another t-shirt that says, do you consider yourself immature, with a tick box at the top that says yes, and a tick box in the bottom that says no, which has been crossed out and the word knob written in it. So.
Oh. Andy Stevenson says, Matt, will Axminster really sharpen my chisels for me, or were you just stitching them up when you told me to take them in?
They don't sharpen them for you. They send them off to get them sharpened.
Ah.
Because we used to do them in store when we were there, but obviously someone would bring in one that they've been opening paint cans and stuff with, and it would just be absolutely mullered, and it would take you half hour to regrind it. So yeah, they usually send it off now, but if you're little insider tip, if you bring your worst one and then ask for a Tormek demonstration and say, oh, actually, I've brought in this chisel, usually they'll give you a Tormek demonstration on that chisel and then show to you how quickly it will regrind it.
Matt, you know you've just stitched up every Axminster in the country.
I don't work there anymore.
Well,
And that tells me it wasn't exactly amicable.
Eh? Oh, no. But yeah, bonus points if you actually buy the Tormek afterwards, may I add.
Vinteran ULV says, Matt, have you considered joining the Makers mod by Samurai Carpenter? I've not even seen that one, so mate, thank you for pointing that out. I want to go and look at that.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. I've
Get a mini fridge.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm tied up about charging for courses, because that's what they do, isn't it, the Makers Mob? It's a sort of guild kind of thing. I like giving away stuff for free and then making income through other things.
Can I get a demo on a draw knife?
Yeah. What was that?
Can I get a demo on a draw knife?
On a draw knife?
Good luck with that one, mate.
Please
I
try
say
it.
try.
Try, yeah.
Jim Speed says, if he brings his planes in on Saturday to Axminster, will you sharpen them?
Oh!
You shot yourself in the foot.
I have, haven't I? I assume that's the one in North Shields.
I would say for Jim only, because Jim's a good man. He comments in there quite a lot.
Well, it depends. He says planes plural. You don't know how many planes he's got. He might be a plane seller.
I would say choose one. Bring in as many as you want, and you can choose which one you want to sharpen.
Bring it in. If there's a Tormek there, I will do it for you out of courtesy.
Oh, mate. You
in fact, no. I'll do a full demonstration for you.
Do it on a
Regrind.
stone. Don't do it on or do it on glass. Don't do it on a Tormek. Tormek's like.
Tormeks are great.
I know they're great.
Yeah.
They're amazingly great. But you need to put some effort in.
No, what I was going to say, regrind it on the Tormek. I will do the full-on cambered blade and everything for you as a demonstration. How about that?
Look at that.
Sorted.
Decent.
Just gonna write that on
Turn
his
some
top of my hand.
teacups and sell them, like Japanese-style teacups. That'd be cool.
Japanese-style teacups.
basically big shot glasses out of wood.
There you go.
Like I said, keep it simple, guys.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Simon just says, but thanks for putting up that Surrey Timbers vid last year. Go there all the time now, even if it's a bloody long drive.
That was good, guys.
Yeah.
Do the Surrey Timbers. If you can do Yandles as well. Yandles isn't quite as good on video as for what I saw Surrey Timbers, but I order stuff from Surrey Timbers now because of your video. All the time,
Surrey too, and they're such a good bunch down there as well. They're really.
I need to visit them more
You
often.
can get a discount code off of them for sending them so many customers. Because I started buying all my wood from there because it's easy. I work so long to get to a wood shop, to get to a timber merchant. It's just horrible for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay the 15 quid to have it all delivered and not worry about it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, and the stuff they're getting in at the moment, we were saying this earlier.
Stunning maple.
Their Instagram story is just porn.
It genuinely is. It's like, I thought, I don't need this. I've
Just
got
find
African
myself.
Baduk.
Just touching myself. Look at that figure.
What has this devolved into?
You said make Rob cry. I think I figured out how.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a really cool place.
Yeah, it was cool.
Really
Yeah,
cool place.
Yandles is definitely on my map though to do that. I'd love
Really
to do
nice
that.
people there as well.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry, Timbers.
I do like them.
Two things. I've got two questions here. Warren, I think if you mentioned Matt's name now at Axminster to try and get a discount, you'd probably get kicked out. And Neil says, what time are you going to be at Axminster sitting one?
Sitting board, they're usually, I'm starting the demos at 10 o'clock until about 4 o'clock. You can turn up any time between then and I'll be doing a demonstration. What I do is I usually start off at 10 doing a sort of sharpening tool setup, and then I go on to dovetails, do a little bit more rambling about tools, and then I usually do a lapsed dovetail, and then I kind of answer questions for everyone in the crowd, and then cycle that through until about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
So stuff I made. Tell Matt I still have a working Jesus pen. Where's your Jesus pen, mate? Where's your Jesus pen? And stuff I made.
There, behind the snow.
I don't believe it until you prove it. So you better put a video up or an Instagram
Stuff
story.
I made. Yeah, I've got his sticker up there somewhere. I'm sure I have. Stuff I made.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. I still got the Jesus pen. It doesn't work, but have you seen my new? You seen my new Statue of Liberty pen?
Well, no, you haven't shown it to anyone yet.
No, I was asking Rob if he has though.
I had. Well, I did spot it, but
I
it
think you're
didn't
in the way of
twig
the
what it
camera.
was.
You're in the way of the camera.
Oh, might be. Maybe he doesn't want it on the camera.
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe no one gets to see it.
Give me my pen. It only writes in Imperial. As in,
I don't get how the Americans fight
have-
so avidly over the imperial system. I understand that they believe that it goes down to a much finer granularity than the metric system does, even though the metric system does do that as well.
microns.
But the thing I want to know about is, okay, I understand that in engineering principles, yes, you have to go down that deep. I'm building a shelf, mate. Why do I want to know about 3/16ths or why not I just go with a millimeter?
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
So I understand that that's now going to mean that all the Americans in the chat are going to hate me forever. So I'm very sorry.
Oh,
It's
no.
just that my perception of the imperial system is it's hard.
Yeah, it is. Too much maths involved, too much
Fight.
halving. But yeah, every time I try and use this with a ruler, it just jumps to the next inch.
Back in the workshop, I'm 43. I do imperial. So this is the thing. So I'm 35. I do a mix and match. Right? I'll do one measurement in inches and I'll do another measurement in
Yep.
centimeters.
If it's nearer to the closest inch compared to like a weird millimeter, I'll go with the inch.
So I'm making my daughter's dovetail box, and I rough cut. I got purple heart. I rough cut a board purple heart, and I did all the measurements in inches. I just went, I'll go 2 inches over,
Yeah,
and I know I'm going to finish that off in centimeters, but it's 2 inches over.
yeah, it is. Yeah, mix and match.
Alan May asks, will you be doing any woodworking courses which I can come along to? So I guess that's just specifically woodworking courses as opposed to Axminster.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on at the moment, unfortunately. I used to teach the evening classes at Rycote, which I no longer do, just because I'm trying to get my evenings back a bit. Yeah, I'd like to. We did try and organise something with Axminster, probably last year, in terms of doing courses at their skills centre, but nothing has really come into fruition with that just yet. Yeah, I'd like to, but it's not something that's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Sorry.
Have you got your big Babinga boards, mate? One of the dudes in here asked, do you still have your big Babinga boards? I have no idea who that is, but have you used them? If you haven't used them, what do you plan on using them for? Have you figured it out yet?
The drill bit cabinet.
Cool.
Yeah. They're about, they're in the corner there, probably about 4 metres long maybe.
Yeah, quite long.
I had all of those strapped on the top of my car coming down from Oxford on the A34.
They're the tallest ones in the corner.
Yeah, they're huge.
So Matt car is notoriously unreliable. We went to Yandles. Before we went to Yandles, I actually messaged you saying, I'm going to have the Landy. Would you like me to pick some stuff up for you or bring it back? Because I'm more than willing to do that.
Yeah.
I've got a roof rack. The Land Rover, because it's an ex-Royal Marines version, basically they don't like getting wet. I know, Marines, not getting wet. So they strap a tow line to the front of the bumper and then loop it up, and they've put roof racks on the top so they can strap stuff down, but mainly so they can just hook the tow line on top so they can get out the Land Rover, grab the tow line without getting their toes wet.
That's colour.
Babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so yeah, I would have grabbed those for you, but yeah, no, Matt doesn't need me, he's just got a broken car.
Yeah. Do you know what, actually, I'll tell you this, my side of the car is perfectly fine. It was the passenger side of the car where the door wouldn't open, the window wouldn't open.
So you've been pissing Rosie off so much that she's been smacking the crap out of your car?
Pretty much, you had to climb over my driver's seat, and Rob tried it a few times, my friend Henry tried it a few times. It was hilarious. I actually didn't want to get it fixed because watching people having to clamber over that in all sorts of different methods.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Just other than the fact that if you just happen to roll your car and can't get through,
I'll be fine.
Mate, if you roll your car, you getting out the door is the last thing you're going to worry about.
Windscreen. That's what
Back in the workshop, not saying you're showing off, Tim.
we're back.
okay, we're back, sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. In response to the van thing, so my friend has recently gone nomadic, I think is the word for it, where basically he's not living from home, he's living out of his car, and like he travels a lot for work, and work is able to
I think the
expense a
term
lot
is
of that.
bug out vehicle. He's bugged out of his house and he hasn't found somewhere to bug into
We
yet.
kicked him out basically, yeah. But yeah, he's doing that, and it's kind of made me think that a few years ago I had this grand idea of living in a van. A lot of people do it, obviously, and I am definitely the sort of person that would love to live in a van. And I just thought maybe when the tenancy runs out next year, actually get a van to live in, possibly.
Right, so having lived from a van for an extended period of time, i.e. the Land Rover and things, the one thing you will miss is running water. So it's going to be a bad idea. Try camping or trying to do other things like that. There's a YouTube channel called Bug Out Vehicles UK. They do a lot of stuff. Basically, they've got a Land Rover that they put a box on the back, and it's an ambulance. They've just turned it into a camper van.
Yeah.
Watch that before you make any decisions, mate. It's amazing, but 14 days I think is the most you'd get before you literally pull that lock of hair out of your head.
Unless you get a gym membership and you use their showers and their water and all that.
I understand that,
Might
but
work.
gym memberships can be quite expensive, especially if you want a shower that's not going to give you verrucas every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Or the other grand idea was buy a double-decker bus, top half living quarters, bottom half workshop. Travelling workshop with travelling courses.
Right, and then on top of that, you're going to need to find somewhere to park it all the time outside the workshop. You're going to need to work on it, and you're going to be a mechanical engineer before you know it.
Yes.
And also, you're not going to be able to drive it anywhere because you haven't got a license to drive it yet.
Yes. It's a work in progress. Grand idea. The even grander
Remember
idea.
the 5 thing.
No.
Five.
Okay.
Remember the 5 thing. Apply the
This
5
will
things
blow
to your
that out
life
of
as
the
well,
park.
mate.
My grand picture for this double-decker bus, I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, is holding a woodworking course like on top of the Grand Canyon or something like that. Those of woodworking.
Yeah, but how are your
benches.
subscribers going to get to the Grand Canyon? They're all in the UK. I know
not
all of you in the
that
UK.
Oh, there'll be some in.
They can give him a lift there.
Yeah.
Matt's paying.
Travelling party on a double-decker bus. We'll do a bit of woodworking while on the highway.
Okay, if you're going to do that, then you have to do another one on the White Cliffs of Dover.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's sort of a good stepping stone actually, isn't it?
Yeah, do the first one on the White Cliffs.
You can
the
have a
second one
table
on
saw powered off like the wheel axle or something like that.
Mate, no, you watch the bug out vehicles thing. Just get an inverter for your car. Job done. Table saw will run off with an inverter.
Yeah.
And you'll need solar panels and this, that, and the other. Watch that channel.
I'll start with my van, then the double-decker bus on the cliffs of Dover, and then there was a question that I saw earlier.
Back in the workshop, I didn't miss the original comment. I went back while the stream was down and saw it. You do both Imperial and yes, I'm with you on it, bud. Imperial and metric.
What? Okay, one from here, Neil Parker. What is the best wood you've used grain pattern? I have this bit of walnut. It is.
Is that the wavy one?
Kevin Willingham. Cool. Yeah, Matt's just killed himself.
Oh, it's not. Oh.
Oh, nice.
It's like.
Would you like bits of water?
Oh yeah, got them. It's like.
Not on the Mac.
Yeah, not on the laptop, not on the microphone, not on the phone, not on the planer top. Just on your leg, Matt. That's
just on the leg, yeah. Make it look like I piss myself when I go to the pub later. It's like gun stock quality walnut, and it is just so nice. Curly there, perfectly quarter sawn. Well, pretty much. If I was to turn that into box size or
Go a
something.
little bit closer.
Look at this. And it cost me £15 from Mac Timbers, M-A-C Timbers. Guy who runs it, absolutely lovely. I met him at Newark, at the Newark show, I think. And yeah, he's a proper down-to-earth guy, and he sold me this. It is bloody lovely. And also that bit of burr that I had, which is quite nice. But yeah, that's the nicest bit I've got. I wanted to show that off. Thank you, Neil, for asking that question. You have given me an opportunity to do so. Lovely. What else we got?
Surprised there's no water on the lens. You got away with it.
There you go. Look, Kevin, Grand Canyon. I'll be there.
Yeah. That's Kevin.
That's right. Me and Kevin will have a great time.
Well, to be fair, you and me are having a great time. So, Kevin, you're the American version. Off you go, mate.
That's it.
There's a guy who said he lives in Dover, Norman Booker. That's cool. Another guy says you can drive a double-decker bus. This is Warren Evans, by the way. Drive a double-decker bus as long as it's more than 15 years old on your car license.
What?
Yeah, so basically you can drive it. You're never going to get anywhere, but you can drive it.
Jason Brown will also make the trek to the Grand Canyon.
There you go. Norman will take the trip to Dover.
Cool.
I mean, Norman, you can come to the Grand Canyon
Alan.
if you want.
Hi, Alan. Alan May. Scotty. It's actually probably in the right place now, I don't know.
I forgot we did that.
Corey Collins, love channel, bought the tools. Oh yeah, do some more tool jewels, mate.
Yeah, shooting planes need to do, and I thought of one the other day, which would be another good one as well.
Can you make Rob do the shooting planes? I want to see him take the skin off his thumb.
No. Don't ever make me do a tool duel thingy. I'll just say they're all not.
Do you know what?
Oh, do you know what? I actually think you should do something like this. Cheap tool, expensive tool, give it to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and see what happens.
Cheap tool, expensive tool.
Give the same task to Rob. Rob doesn't know which tool's expensive, which tool's cheap. Give him both. Say which one does he prefer. Because 9 times out of 10, a cheap tool will do the job just as well as an expensive tool. It just won't do it for as long. So if you say, for instance, you buy 2 decent saws, like a Veritas saw and a Draper saw, not saying Draper you're bad, by the way, Draper, if you're watching, help me out. But if you cut with a Veritas saw, you're going to be cutting with a Veritas saw for a year before you need to really look at where you need to get the teeth sharpened. The Draper saw you're going to be cutting for a week. So, but in that week you will cut just as good as the Veritas.
But then when you go to things like planes, if you were to get a Faithful, aka Faithless, and then put that next to what, a Veritas or a Lee Nielsen.
True, you do get what you pay for. Yeah. But then again, it's see what Rob thinks.
Yeah,
and you can't do any of these things now because we've just told him what they are, which ones are good and which ones are bad. But try it.
That was one of the things with the tool duel. So previously, I've been quite snobby with my selections, as I tend to be. But it is when I eventually start doing them again, it's going to be more comparing expensive to cheap and working out where you can actually compromise on things.
You just can't give him Bosch, apparently, according to Neil, because
Yeah, I've been told that.
For your own good.
I swear to God,
Bosch bag over
he
or
must
something.
like stroke Bosch. That's his pet name for it.
No, they're just better than everything else out there. I mean, there's just no two ways about it.
Bosch is
Bosch.
Are
life.
you like properly trying to get Bosch to sponsor you for something? Like,
To be
make
honest-
music with Bosch.
To be honest, I was Bob's been on the channel before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to Bob from Bosch, and he actually said to me, "If you ever need any tools for your channel," it's like, what am I going to be using the tools for?
Mate,
I would
you
love
should have
to.
said. Well, you should have said, right? My music mixing deck is a tool. I'll take that. What's that? 1,200 quid. Off you go.
Yeah.
Job done.
Or just get a Bosch
It's
washing
not-
machine.
he
for the
asked you for
background.
a tool. He didn't say a woodworking tool. He said a tool. Your closed-mindedness meant that you lost out on a £1,200 mixing deck. Or one of those fancy gizmos where you push a button and it does sound effects. Like you push a button and it goes whack whack, like on the radio. So you can apply. So right now you could be doing the live stream, and every time we take the mickey out of you, you could be going, whack, whack, screw you, I've got a music making box. Rob, mate, you're missing out. This is where like 10 years of experience comes in. I never pass up a free thing. Someone goes to me, do you want a cup of tea? Sorry, Matt. If it had milk in it, yes. But you don't? Do you want a tool? I don't care what the tool is, I'll sell it. Give me the tool. What are you offering me? Oh, you're offering me a table saw. I'll take a table saw, flog it for 400 quid. That's 400 quid you haven't got before. And then buy what you want with the 400 quid.
I don't think Bosch are just
Am I
literally
beating up
saying,
Rob enough yet?
here's the tool. And,
He's not crying
there's no
yet, I'm
point
still
getting
going.
into it.
I'm trying. He's
Take
not
a
caving.
long way. It would take a very long way to get to that point.
Oh, Jim Speed,
Thankfully
old
for
tool
you.
versus new expensive tool. Sorry, we've moved on, Rob.
Jesus! I hate how quick you are. Matt, I can deal with. He's slow. He's sluggish. I've got someone who's better than me at this stuff. It's not good.
Warren, when you made your deck in, Tim, did you use ready cut timber or 4x2s? I actually used ready cut deck boards that I trimmed down to size, and I used 2x6s for the ground because I was over engineering the crap out of it. My deck was at the tall. It's on a sloping. It's on a gradient. So at the tallest end, it was 1.5 foot off the ground, which was very close to the I need to put railings up level. But I used 2x6s, and then I skinned the top, obviously with it was B&Q Zone double-sided. I look good board that will last me about 5 minutes, but I made sure to treat the boards and paint them with, I wanted to do it with, what's that, the Samurai Carpenter used it for his decking outside. It was
I don't know if I saw that.
really cool. Go and look at how the Samurai Carpenter did his rebuild or refurb of his house. It's a really cool orange, but I ended up using a golden cedar from Ronseal, and I just painted it in that. And it's been there for 2 years now, and all I've had to do is pressure wash it and retreat. Obviously, you retreat it every year, but it's brilliant. It stands up to the test of time.
I have just seen a question asking for a tool list for the woodworking school.
Yeah, I saw that earlier on, but I was just slightly worried that person was already gone.
Oh, are they?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Okay. What's his name? If you're looking for that tool list, just go onto my website, mattesley.com, press on the online school page, scroll down to the Dovetail Box project, and then it should be the second link there. First one is something explaining the project. Second one is free resources. It is within there.
Yeah, lots of
Rewind if you
details
need
on
an
that.
explanation. Yeah. On my website, you'll find it from there.
Indeed.
Top 3 woodworking channels. Question to all 3 of us. I'm assuming, Rob, yours is Matt. It's
Oh, I
excluded
can't
Matt.
use Matt.
Matt is
yeah.
insane.
I don't. Yeah, I don't watch.
The Bingo Boys. That's
Yeah, woodworking just for the name.
Yeah.
And the occasional hitting of logs in Minecraft. No, sadly, I don't watch any other woodworking channels.
Top 3. So my favourite, like I say, I don't watch a whole lot of them, but I really like Matt Cremona. He's an awesome guy.
some of his he's got a sawmill.
Oh.
So some of his sawmill videos are brilliant.
Yeah. He's just, and the fact he's built that thing himself, unbelievable.
His tool cabinet, his recent tool cabinet,
Tool cabinet's
absolutely
cool.
gorgeous.
Yeah, he's really good, and he's just down to earth, and he's done bloody well as well. To be fair to him, he's done really well.
Oh,
Matt Cremona.
Matt, if you're watching, hi. We met at
Come back. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that was like a pit stop. That.
I saw it flashing as I walked past. Like, oh, it's gonna go, and I was just about to stop you, and it went.
Cool. So it was. Oh, you said Matt Cremona. I said Matt. Hi. Love your work. If you're watching, if you're not watching, get watching. For me, I would say April Wilkerson is a really good worker. So she obviously does a lot with Matt because of their link with Triton Tools. But April Wilkerson is a Texas lady, and she is a self-taught female woodworker. And some of her early work she's in a dream workshop now that's like the size of a warehouse. But she previously was just doing it out of a garage, a 2-car garage in a house in Texas. She rebuilt that garage from the floor up, and if you want a good series, watch that. But she's even gone as far as to do things like build a double bed.
I do like her series. Are very they're not frequent uploads, but the uploads that she does are very, like with the workshop that she's just built. The progress between each of those episodes or during each of those episodes was unbelievable. It's such a cool series to watch.
That's timber framing though, isn't it? So timber framing in a workshop is, we would obviously in the UK, well I say we in the past we would, just got a whole housing estate next to me, it's built timber frame now instead of being built. But yeah, timber framing means you can throw things up really quickly. There's a YouTube channel called, if you want to watch that kind of thing, RR Buildings. They do timber pole posts, I think they call them, sheds and garages and outhouses, and they do, you can throw one up in 3 days and it's like the size of like I don't know, whatever kind of massive department store I don't want to name on Matt's channel, but yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Another, what would be a good finish for a tabletop?
Osmo.
That is your go-to, isn't it? Just if in doubt, it's Osmo.
I'm just so unadventurous now.
I think somebody asked, have you used French polish?
Yeah. Pain in the bum. Well, like, French polish is a process. It's not a...
To be fair, I've used Osmo. Osmo is brilliant, but it costs so bloody much.
Yeah, it does.
It's very expensive. I would say just be mindful that it needs to be hard wearing. And I mean, if you're building a tabletop that you're going to love, then you're going to love refinishing it every year or every 2 years. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you're going to do Osmo, Osmo's going to last you ages. But if you're building a good a good tabletop that you're going to love, and you're going to put the effort in, you're going to put the effort in for a couple of years. So don't worry too much about the finish on the top. I mean, if it's crap, you just sand it off and put a new one on. But just try something and just do what you love.
French polish Purdue desk.
You want to try French polishing?
I don't know what French polishing really means.
French polishing
it sounds fancy.
Is using shellac and basically doing, let's say, I don't know, 50 layers. In fact, you would probably love that. With your chessboard that you did in GCSE.
Checkers. I never made the chess.
Oh, whatever it is.
And Henry made the chess pieces.
Rob made a chessboard. Chessboard.
Checkers.
Chessboard.
Checkers.
In GCSE. He literally did like...
better.
Rob, mate, keep it simple. Chessboard.
No, wait, because he's just said if you made a chessboard, it's better. So Rob made a checkers board, and he literally did like 50 layers of wax on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was that like you put the piece down and it went and slid off?
It's just every single...
That would have been cool.
Every single lesson. I think you went there.
Cool.
You went there
That's
after
the next
school
thing.
sometimes.
Rob's
going to
make a chessboard, which you can see his face on.
Might have done. I didn't remember doing it all that much, but then again, in the last year, I got double the amount of SMAT lessons.
Yeah.
So.
But no, with French polishing, it literally takes out to mirror shine. You can see your face in it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. The only issue is if you spill something over it, it strips it. You've got to start again. It's not very durable.
I would say, so Guy Ventrance just said, I'm an apprentice kitchen fitter and my boss swears by Osmo, you won't use anything else. That's because your boss is reliant on the word of mouth that his product is good. So he will put the effort into putting something like Osmo on so that it is good and will remain good for a long time. He will fit a kitchen and walk away. Whereas if you're building your own tabletop, you're going to be looking after that, so you can afford to be a little bit less than perfect with it. But if you're running a business, don't skimp on anything. Put the best in you can.
Yes.
So,
that's very fair. Yeah. Very fair.
Yeah. I mean, all that's going to happen is someone's going to say, yeah, that kitchen fitter, he gave me this worktop, and this worktop's just peeled apart, falling apart. The first time I put a hot stove down on it, a hot pan on it, it just caught fire. I mean, at the end of the day, he was going to be doing that stupid stuff anyway. But the point is that he wants it to stand the ruggedness of at least a 12-month period because that's all he can warranty it for.
Yeah.
And Osmo's going to make him do that.
Absolutely.
Corey Collins asked, Matt, can you do a chess piece series?
I've tried
Just
carving
hands
once.
whittling.
Oh god, yeah. It's the horse. Is there a horse in there?
I believe
the
they're
one
called a
can't-
rook before someone goes crazy.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Wait, no. No, I'm not
Oh.
sure.
Horse.
Horse, it's for horse, and then you have the castles on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried. Yeah, I can't figure out how to do that. Not at all. Not at all.
Neil Parker asks, what is a good but cheap tool made for a startup?
There is no such thing. The
That's
start.
an oxymoron.
No. Yeah, a cheap tool for a startup is just a tool you're going to buy twice. So
Wait, a good cheap tool for a beginner.
Yeah, I hear you startup.
Okay.
I mean, there's any tool you can pick up that does the job, as far as I'm concerned. Well, for a beginner, once you've used it, because I would never say, Rob, go and buy a whole suite of Veritas tools, because at the end of the day, you're never going to use them all to their full potential until you know how to use the tool.
Yeah.
And inevitably, you're going to break a tool while you're doing it. So pick up the cheapest tool you can, learn how to use it. I say cheapest tool you can, within reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Learn how to use it, and then when you figure out what you want. So I was using bog standard. I mentioned it to you. I was using a bog standard £6 coping stool that I've got off of Amazon. I did my first set of dovetails with a coping stool. Came back and went,
Night.
I need a fretzel. I need a new concepts fretzel, because I need the reliability of that saw to work for me. And having used it cheap, I knew what the expensive one would do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, so yeah, definitely reflects on what Tim said. Start off with just what you can afford. I have got a kit on kit.com, funnily enough. www.kit.com/Matt Estlea. There is a budget woodworkers starter kit up there of stuff that I've used and just sort of heard reviews of, and stuff that should be good for beginners that is somewhat affordable. You can also have a flick through that, and once you start getting sick of those tools, i.e. you start seeing their limitations, I've listed all of my other equipment on there as well, and yeah, you can sort of see what I recommend from there. It's a pretty good website. I really like it.
And if you go in power tools, guys, that's the kind of selection options that you need to look at the brand, because power tools are funny. They don't like changing batteries. They don't like changing interchangeable parts. So power tools is a different kettle of fish. I would say go with the most prevalent tool that you think you're going to be using. So if you're going to get Makita, make sure you stick with Makita. I don't personally, so me, I use Ryobi, because Ryobi at the end of the day, they've got a tool for everything, and I've got 3 batteries, and I need those 3 batteries to do a lot of work because they cost so much money. So I just buy a Ryobi kit because it's cheap enough that if I'm going to break it, I can go and buy another one.
And to be fair, it's come a long way recently, Ryobi.
Yeah, I've recently bought a handheld circular saw, a 7-inch handheld circular saw, and that thing cuts like butter. It goes through worktop and stuff. I never thought it would go through worktop.
Such good things
They've
about
just
them.
brought out a 5 amp hour battery as well, which is just made a hell of a difference to how everything works. Yes, it works for the same amount of time, but it can do twice as much work with it. So
That's good.
George asks, will we be seeing more stuff on the metal lathe and mill soon?
Yeah, in fact, yeah, I didn't mention that with the knives. Do you remember we said about doing a live stream of the entire
yes.
process? Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, the knives, I don't know if you missed them. I have started producing these. They take roughly, I could probably do it in about an hour, make one from start to finish, and then, you know, accounting for times like this is one I prepared earlier sort of thing. But yeah, that whole process we are going to live stream soon, taking a knife from start to finish.
are you going to sell those, or are you going to give them away?
We're going to, so what we're going to do with that is, once I get the process down in my head and I've got a big but stock of them, that's where we're going to do the live stream, watch them start to finish, pan the camera around, everyone can then see all these knives that are available, and then, yeah. And
So
then,
if you're going to sell them, just remember you've got to verify that the person you're selling to is over 18.
Yeah. Or
The joys of UK law, which is fine. I mean, I completely agree.
Or
you sell it without the knife in it.
So you send them a link to the blades.
Yep.
To be fair, the blades cost a couple of quid. There's actually a guy, I think you put a link to it, there's a guy online who just sells scalpel blades, and it's like just a mum and pop per person who buys them in bulk from the wholesalers and then puts them up online. Cost me £4 for a box of 15, like proper Swan Morton.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the all the boxes of those blades up in there.
But I would say if you're going to use a marking knife, I was using a marking knife for ages, and I got frustrated with the fat, chunky, pointy-nosed marking knives, bouncing over the ridge lines, doing all the stuff that everyone thinks is them. It's not. It might be that you haven't got used to using the marking knife before, but switch to a scalpel. It just makes life so much easier.
Swan Morton SM01. It's the one with the chisel-shaped blade. It is amazing. And if you're really stingy, you can sharpen them like a chisel because it's chisel-shaped. Just sort of.
I wouldn't even bother, mate. I have tried. I know I said do what you can, buy cheap, but those things are so cheap anyway. Just
They
buy
are
them
proper
box.
cheap. Yeah, but you can do that.
I can see Rob trying to sharpen it and severing an artery and stuff.
But yeah,
I
like
wouldn't
this
bother
box,
trying to sharpen it. The point is I'd use it blunt until it's just nothing.
until there's a nub.
Yeah.
like this is 50 blades in this box. They're just stacked in there. Yeah, Swan Morton SM01. Very good.
Just quickly, Warren Evans says, would Matt and Tim, would you recommend Axminster or Makita? And I'm going to say Axminster because at the end of the day there are Axminster outlets in the UK that you can just walk in and pick up.
Axminster or Makita?
Yeah, for tools. I would say Axminster all the way. Not because I'm biased against Axminster or Makita, it's that I can walk into an Axminster store and see someone and moan at him when it goes wrong.
Wait,
Aren't they
Makita?
different types
Hey,
of
what-
tools?
what are they
though?
comparing?
As in a brand. If
As
I
in
was going to
brands.
stock all of my brand, would it be Axminster or would it be Makita?
But Makita sell power tools. Axminster do machines primarily.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
what was
keep it simple, guys. These guys out here are like me. I see a tool and it's branded at Axminster, or I can buy an Axminster tool, or I can buy, I mean, there are two completely different pools. There is some overlap. I would say in the overlap area, go with Axminster because you've got somewhere you can walk into.
Which would you recommend,
Okay, that
Axminster
makes-
or Makita? I don't.
Yeah, see, I didn't read that one.
It depends. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're comparing there, Warren.
So let's go with table saw, right? So you've got a portable table saw. Axminster do a portable table saw. Makita do a portable table saw. Which Makita tool, and I had a problem with the Makita tool. I have to deal with Makita online and Makita on the phone. If I buy an Axminster tool and I have a problem with an Axminster tool, I can walk into Axminster and moan at Matt.
Yeah, this is
Or
true.
used to be able to moan at Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess for that, just at being able to go into a physical store, if I had to answer that question on surface level, yeah, that'd be it.
Shooting board, how's it holding up?
Shooting board, amazing.
Yeah, so who was
very
it?
down
So Adri, I know there was a question that you asked earlier that I'm going to come back to, but it's been 2 months since your shooting board. I'm considering doing the same. How is it performing? Anything you would change? And greeting from Switzerland.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, it's really good. Keep it under here, using it a couple of days ago. Do you know what, actually addressing one of the comments that came up a lot about that, they were saying, they're saying, I don't have access to a milling machine. How do I do this sort of thing that I butchered on the side of my plane? You don't need to do that. You don't need this lip that kind of hooks over the plane and stops it from tipping. You really don't need that bit. It's just, if you use...
Or you just use two pieces of different sizes bolted together.
Or that, but it's, hold it there. If you get this handle out of the way, hold it there, and that's a really natural way of using the plane. It won't tip or anything, and you don't need to do this milling thing. But overall, amazing shooting board, best one I've used. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about it, apart from the fact it's bloody heavy, but that's kind of good.
Neil Parker said earlier, this is a great format tonight.
Thank you, Neil.
Need to stop and do stuff, but it's a great watch.
Oh,
Well,
that's good then.
you need to get someone in to kick Rob up the arse more often.
What? Okay. What have I done in this live stream that's improved it? Because I don't think I've done anything.
That's
I think
the
it's just
point.
gone downhill.
This is the point. What have you done
Well,
to
so why
improve the
would I
live
need to have
stream?
my arse
I was going
kicked?
to say, what have you done? Is the question. What have you done? Come on.
I was just about to say.
You've changed the battery.
No, wait, no.
You've changed the battery. There
One,
you go.
I've got the live stream going because Matt hasn't a clue how it works. Two, I was actually just about to say I've got a series of knives here. Be careful what you say while you're holding a massive knife in your hand. And I thought, won't say that.
Troy, you asked, you made the statement, Jesus, how many different Osmos are there? If you want one to do it all, that's the one. Osmo
Get closer.
3032,
Closer.
clear satin. I forget how wide angle this is.
Yeah.
To be
You're still
fair,
not even in it.
It's epic. It goes on well. It stays on well.
Yeah.
It dries well. And when you need to sort it out because you've messed something up, it gets sorted out well. I can't. They sand and disc and thought brilliant idea. They sand and disc
just died.
apart all the time.
Oh, there you go. The funny thing with that worktop, about 2 weeks later, my brother ate
Oh, no,
greasy
fair.
pizza on it, and he had got oil everywhere. And it just like,
So you ended up doing it later, or just left it?
I've left it again.
Oh, no.
Literally 2 weeks later, Mum
Oh,
was
no. But
furious.
I would say the Osmo is a good way to go.
Yeah.
It's just, it costs the coin. If you don't want to touch it ever again, use the Osmo. If just understand that if you use anything else in 2 years, depending on where, you'll be doing it again.
Yeah. But yeah, Osmo 3032 clear satin. You get it in different sheens. You can get it in matte satin or gloss. Satin's just the one in the middle. It's a nice one to go for. I use that for most applications.
Jim, I take mine white with 3 because I can't function without sugar.
White with 3.
Yeah, he's just saying
don't have
making a
sugar
cup of
either.
tea.
George Farron, how would the lip work for a regular style bench plane in reference to the shooting board? It won't. That's where you just have to use like the correct pressure on the plane in order to stop it from tipping over. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Michael Rue, Jim, I'll have a pint.
Dylan Cat says, are there any tools you've not got but you want?
All of them.
All of them. A bigger lathe, metal lathe. One that's less deflection on the carriage, which would be good. And spindle / bobbin sander. Axminster have just released a new one. I'm getting it.
There's a handheld bobbin sander that Triton do. That looks
There
really
is,
cool.
isn't there? Yeah.
They do a handheld one, but you can put in a vice and then you can pack it away out of the way.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's quite clever.
It's like, you know, the little Bosch router. It's
Yeah.
like that, but with a sander underneath.
Oh, really?
I think it does an
I
oscillation.
think it does,
as well.
yeah. I forgot about that thing.
From my perspective, tools that I've not got that I want, well, I've already seen them. Matt's going to be a few clamps lighter when I leave. Plain and simple. I mean, I've got probably as many clamps as Matt's got on the wall there, but I need more.
I need more. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to need a lot more after, aren't you?
Oh no. Yeah. No, those are beautiful things.
Scotty, do you have a scroll saw? No. I was looking at the options of a scroll saw or a bandsaw. For the applications that I'm going to be using, I want a bandsaw, but I have a 5, almost 6-year-old daughter that I would love to get into woodworking, and scroll saws are really good for that. So I may end up getting her a small scroll saw when she's a little bit older and she can handle it.
That would be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim's never going to get home at this rate. Yeah, I do live in Bristol, so it's what, about an hour and 15, hour and 20 away, and I'm in a Land Rover. And so that's an hour and 15, hour and 20 in a car.
Yeah.
Land Rover, top speed. Well, to be fair, I can push 80 out of it if I'm on a private road. But I will keep to the speed limit. So yeah, because there's a Wolf, it's got uprated gears and stuff, so I can go faster. But I don't want to push it any more than 60. I mean, that Land Rover is my baby. So
There you go.
someone said to me, Tim, you workshop your Land Rover. I'll take the Land Rover. I can build another workshop with that.
I knew that was going. Oh, brilliant. Would you ever dabble with CNC stuff? Yes, to make these blimmin' knives. Definitely.
Oh, Big Chungus says, you recently inspired me to get a lathe. It's an Axminster, but I was wondering what chuck you use. He asked this earlier and I did miss it. I apologise for that.
The SK100 Clubman Axminster chuck. You can get it in a you can get a starter kit with a chuck, C-jaws,
Staying away from the guillotine a minute.
Yeah.
a screw chuck.
For the best. You haven't seen it. After
You
you've
get
tried
all
that,
sorts
I'm
in
gonna
there.
check it. I don't want to die.
Axminster Clubman
You don't need to check it. You
SK100,
can trust
really good.
me.
All-rounder chuck for a lot of things.
I don't trust anyone with
And they come in a lot of, for those of you who have old lathes, they come in a lot of different
Especially
threads
with
as well.
this.
You can pretty much get anything to suit any lathe. They're pretty good.
Guarantee
Yeah, pretty
you can
good.
tell me I've done
There
that
was
one.
one that I saw here, back in the workshop. Matt, what's happened to your metal lathe? Nothing's happened to my metal lathe. It's just
Yeah.
it's not as substantial as a big floor standing one, and inevitably when you do a pass, I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of deflection on the carriage, and it doesn't always cut to the exact depth that you
Yeah,
want
you'll
to.
One day when that.
There's a few little things about it. I'd love to do a review about it in the future, but I just don't know enough about metal lathes in order to do a proper review on that. What's my fault?
Nothing.
Guys, could you answer my question?
That was
the
that
one you just
That was
asked.
literally that, yeah.
I bought a scroll saw 2 weeks ago from Axminster and used it every day. That's the thing, I would use a scroll saw. This is the thing, I would use a scroll saw every day if I had one. But the problem is that I've got 2 6-inch wide by 11-inch long boards today that I need to resaw, and a scroll saw can't resaw. So a bandsaw is going to do that for me. And I can put a thinner blade on a bandsaw and I can do similar, not quite as detailed work as a scroll saw, but I can do it on a bandsaw.
Yeah.
So I'll have the bandsaw, thank you very much, and I'll use a fret saw for the fine detail
You've
work
got
I
your
need
new
to
concepts one, haven't
do.
you?
Exactly, I've got my new concepts fret saw,
Is that the red one?
Yeah.
the red one.
Yeah.
I've got the screw release, not the quick release, because I don't want to spend 100 quid on one. I'll spend 80 quid on one.
Or just strap your new concepts fret saw to this, and then just turn it off and on again.
Won't get repetitive strain injury in my finger.
You're the one who knows all this stuff. You can make something that makes that do that, couldn't you?
Yeah, you get a fast acting relay like an indicator.
Fast acting relay. That's what you need, Tim. You need
I was
fast
going to
acting
suggest that, but I thought Tim needed to come in with something.
relay. Yeah, one of those. There you go. I reckon you can make a scroll saw from that thing. God, that's like bringing the whole live stream round to starting in full circle. I forgot we started with this.
It was a long time ago.
Jennifer D, see you later, love.
2 hours and 15.
Really? Jesus. Are people going?
Yeah,
No, it's still consistent.
I can see there's a couple of people are popping off, a couple of people are dropping on. This is another thing I was going to mention. Through work and stuff like that, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, most of my free time starts at about 8 o'clock, and you start your live streams at 7, which means I'm usually working alongside doing it. So I don't know if you want to vary it up every now and again to do a late one and do an early one and a late one. Just thinking, or just do a 2-hour one, and that way I can join halfway through.
Why
Or I
did
can
we
just do my work
start?
over.
Look, we did start at 7 because of people's work schedules, didn't we?
That's
was-
what we believed originally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that still works.
People, how many have we got at the moment?
166.
Oh wow, okay, so
Just
still
do a
quite a
YouTube
substantial amount.
poll, you'll find
Yeah,
it.
guys, if you, obviously 166 is you, maybe a bit higher than what we normally get.
Yeah.
7 o'clock okay to start the live streams? Would it be better to start at 8 o'clock?
Can I just say
Let us
we've
know.
got more people on the live stream because we're abusing Rob and they're telling their friends.
I'll take it. If that means more
Come and
views,
watch this,
I'll
lads.
take it.
Rob's getting a kick in.
When you come back next time, we'll make sure Stephen's here, and then we can.
There we go. Got everything going on.
Is that you inviting me back? Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. I'm going to have to say, can you extend the invite to Amy? She'll have to come down though. But
No, of
yeah,
course.
Amy would love to
Absolutely,
come
yeah.
in.
Yeah, that'd
She's,
be amazing.
She'll be the little squeaky in the corner going, "Ah!" But she's going to love it.
That'd be cool. Look, if we continue like this, we're just going to end up with a whole audience in the workshop and no one watching the live stream.
That'd be no latency on that.
To be fair, let's just do a live show.
That's it, yeah.
Today, Matt's going to build a grandstand for everyone to sit.
They can all camp out in that bodged together shed we've just made
Yeah.
in the yard.
Outside, to be fair, right, guys, I've pulled the Land Rover outside, and I went outside to get these earlier, and I tripped over bloody everything. It's a proper mess out there.
That is not my business.
No, there's loads of.
Yeah.
Someone's built a little mini shelter. Is that a spray?
That's us.
Is that
What have you got that for?
literally built it to death?
Basically, they used to store barrels in this workshop.
Yeah, that's the way there's barrels all over the place out there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they get damaged by frost, so they asked us to make them a shed to store the barrels.
That's
because
not a
basically-
shed. That's a lean-to with a bad hair.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt's continuous.
To be fair, right, you've got a cabinet maker who can't build a shed. It's bad, guys.
Do you know what?
Just think 2 pallets on their side with a tarp over the top.
The frame went together beautifully.
It looked really good as
You
a
know,
frame.
like, yeah, you know how like when you build things and you're meant to space it out according to like the standard 8x4 sheet, so that everything lines up on a stud and all that sort of thing. I just put it together thinking, yeah, it'll be alright, it'll be fine. And when we bought the sheets today, we put them in line with it, and basically everything was about 50 millimeters too short between reach and the next stud. Just everything was off by this tiny amount, so we just had to bodge it.
Just stick a batten on it.
Yeah, but then you've still got to put this like little plywood strip where it's not quite reached. It just looks.
That looks better.
No. So what we're thinking, we're going to wrap it. Just
Or
going
you
to
can
wrap
get
it.
some Tyvek and just wrap around it with
Pretty
Tyvek.
much. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I can see that because no one will care when it gets wrapped in Tyvek.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at anyway. But
No,
yeah.
no one knows what you're talking about because the video hasn't been released yet.
Exactly.
Of this continuous time lapse.
It's going to be so embarrassing when that goes out. Just.
Especially my B-roll of it.
Oh yeah, and I dropped those screws today.
Oh god.
By the way, I've said this before, right, to you, Matt, but I'm going to say it so that everyone else can put pressure on you, right?
Oh, no.
So, it's all well and good with the Belvita and sticking it on your shop and saying, buy us Belvita. You've got more Belvita than any man on the planet should ever have.
Are you sure
right?
about that?
But, so, what I want to do is things like this. Look, I brought something for you that will contribute to a project, okay? So, put some screws, put some hinges, put consumables on your shop. Let people be able to get you some. Yes, you'll be swamped by screws. Yes, you'll have 400 million hinges to deal with. But someone will send you some really unique hinges that you can use in a project and go, yeah, I've built this, it looks amazing. And then one of the subscribers will go, I did that.
Yeah.
Can you have a Rob's tool list?
Rob's tool list.
And just get loads of tools from me. Just
Rob's
so I can
a tool
Oh no,
list.
it'll just be the most basic ones, won't it?
Yeah. Or it just basically links to the Bosch store.
Scotty, you think
Amazon Basics tool stuff.
Bouncing off what Tim said again, I did open a PO box. Remember that thing?
Oh,
3 months ago,
Yeah.
3 months ago, and I've like literally said one thing about it, and I've just paid out my arse for this PO box. I don't know.
You are really crap at getting things out there,
just,
aren't you?
do you know
yeah,
what?
I'm going to be there in an hour.
Seriously, we were saying this earlier. I've got no idea how I got to this point of having 123,000 subscribers. I am the most unorganised.
So that's your video
Useless.
editing and the quality of your videos, mate. So they are top notch. I can't stress that enough. And Rob, when you've picked up Matt's style and come in, that's really made a difference. And the way you bounce off each other, it's really noticeable. It's made a hell of a change to how the channel works. But the social media side of it, you just need to pick up on.
It's awful.
And you need a social media manager. You need to get Rosie. Rosie's really good on social media.
She is, and there has been talk of doing that before. Just can't afford to pay her.
Just pay her in Belvita.
Oh yeah.
And get the viewers to buy the Belvita.
I was going to say it's a self-fulfilling perpetual motion.
But no,
machine.
you are right. Social media, I am just awful at. I was looking at Instagram the other day. I rarely post anything on there. I think I put a mallet picture up the other day. YouTube's just where everything is, but I don't diversify enough.
Take a picture. I'd say I have April Wilkerson's book. I know one of the guys mentioned it earlier. April Wilkerson is the king or queen. of social media. She has got Twitter, she has got Instagram, she has got a website, she has got obviously a YouTube channel. Anything she posts hits all of them at the same time, and she bangs it out every day. She does a little mini story. She's constantly talking about stories. She recently went to her friend Annie of all trades and just did a deck. They went over there and did a deck. Everyone knew about that deck 3 months or like 3 weeks before obviously it came up on the channel because she was Instagramming it. So they got to see how it was done, but they got to be there while it was happening on Instagram. Pull your phone out, Matt. Start doing this.
I know, it's bloody useless, isn't it?
Although I did when I went to India with work and I sent some messages back to some colleagues of mine. I did them in a funny, today Tim's lost in India kind of stuff. And walking around holding your phone is the most uncomfortable thing in the world, especially when you're in another country and you've got all these other people looking at you and you've got a brand spanking new phone and you're like,
yeah. No, I actually found that the only time I've done that was really uncomfortable was the airport in Canada. That was terrifying. But I had a few drinks beforehand, so it was a bit easier.
Life's so much easier after a few of those.
Do you know what it was? I was straight out, huge camera on the Gorilla Pod, walking through an airport. I felt like Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But yeah, just any other time, terrifying. Me and Rob get nervous talking to the camera when the other one is in the workshop a lot of the time, don't we?
Yes.
We're very uncomfortable with it still. Especially when filming this music school video thing.
Woo, suddenly I became the person in command, really, who knew his stuff.
Yeah.
Did you go, Matt, you know what you got to do, get down. Do you take control? Matt, you're safe where it is. Bubbles.
Babingo, I thought you were going to go for.
No, man, because Babingo's going to mean do it harder.
Push
that keyboard harder.
Was it?
9:30, we're past
Watershed.
9:30's where we get explicit.
I was going to say, by the way, Matt Shellham said Paul Sellers is doing a video on a shed build. You should watch it.
Is he?
Yeah. That was segue from
Yeah.
naughty to wood.
Oh, no.
Naughty wood. There you go.
We
Job
really
done.
can't release my shed building video alongside Paul Sellers because he's going to have actually planned it. Don't get me wrong.
Mate, you can't call that a shed.
It doesn't have a roof.
It's not a shed. It's a couple of panels leaning against a wall with a bit of tarp holding it up.
It's not leaning against anything, to be fair.
No, that is fully standing by itself.
If I farted, would it fall over?
Depends what you've eaten that day. But no, that is going to be work. Don't get me wrong, I know how to build a shed. I just
Doesn't look like it.
I just haven't planned
Someone's
this
called
one.
it the Matt Cave. There you go.
It's not a freaking cave. It's
Matt
just
10.
it's just called a disappointment, to be honest. It's not a shed.
Matt's hopes and dreams.
Yeah. When it comes taken away with the wind.
Oh dear.
It's not good. Not good.
Scotty, are you thinking about starting and creating content for YouTube? Nah, guys, I've got a full-time day job. I work stupid hours. My company's a small startup. It's not mine. I work for directors and obviously like that, but I'm a key influencer in the business. So for me to be able to make sure that succeeds, because I want to pay out at the end of it. I've got an investment in that company as well as anyone else. I will start that company. I will start working at 5 o'clock in the morning some days, and I will not go to bed till 11, 12 o'clock at night. I wake up with my laptop on my chest sometimes where I've slept through. So time for me to do YouTube content is just not available. Today, you know, it's an exception. You know, these guys got hold of me and said, "Can you pop up?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So I literally walked out of the office and came straight here.
What is the company out of interest?
My company is a company called Exceed. It's actually spelled XCD, and it's a payroll, HR, and HR software company. We work on the Salesforce platform. I've designed my own payroll suite for the UK. I'm primarily a payroller. I trained as a payroller after I used to work for the revenue, and I trained to pay people for a living. And I've worked at that for 15 years and decided that every piece of software out there I used was garbage, and I wanted to build a piece of software that would actually do what I wanted to do as quickly as I wanted it to do it. And so I built one. I got in touch with the company who was building it. They had a HR piece and they needed a payroll piece, and they said, would you help us build it? And I went, yeah.
That's cool.
As long as you don't interfere. And they went, what do you mean? I went, if I build it, it's mine. And they went, yeah. And that's how it started. I mean, now it's a big beast. There's a few more people involved. And with me, it was 3 of us doing it at the start. There's now 30 of us doing it in the UK and another 50 people in India. So it's a big old thing, and I've lost. Before I had the granularity of, I knew every single piece of it. As you know, it's the same thing. You know, little company, many hats. I've started to dish hats out to people. So I've got a vested interest in that. I can't make YouTube content. It would just be me sat there snoring at a camera because I'm knackered. And to be fair, I snore quite a lot. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know some YouTube channels do quite well. Just a snoring YouTube channel, just ASMR. Just get a good enough microphone, you're sorted.
To be fair, I did get worried at one point because I live alone. So I live alone. My brother moved in with me, so I did worry that I snored a lot, and I was like, so I downloaded a Snore Lab app from my iPad that would just record me, and I was like, yeah, let's have a look at that, and I played it back to myself. I wish I never did. just a constant. I thought, it'd just be a.
Yeah.
And it was just gone.
Arm movements and everything.
Oh mate, freight train going by constantly. That's me.
Jesus.
So I went away with work, went away to a show in London, and we had to stay in an Airbnb, me and a colleague, and they snored just as bad as us. It was a race to get to sleep because whoever got to sleep first had a good night. And the other person who went to sleep, that was it. You were up all night. So.
Amazing. Right. I think it's time for pub soon.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. On that note, for sure. For sure.
It's been an hour and a half? No, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
I told you it goes quick, doesn't it?
Yes, it goes quick.
Yeah, and I mean, Troy makes a really good comment. He says, am I the only one, or does it really feel like you're just hanging out with some friends? I think that's a brilliant thing of a live stream like this.
Yeah, I love this format.
But to be fair, if you're trying to make something, then you're going to be spending 50% of your time concentrating on something and making it bad.
Yeah,
whereas chatting about it, ask questions. You guys, this is what I've always liked. I'm first one in the chat to shout, I want to ask this, or tell him to do this. Get out there, just answer the people. These guys on the other end of this camera, 50% of them know what they're doing, the other 50% want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, and also that question we asked last week of what you actually do.
Oh, right.
Ah, sorted.
Do you want a
Bill
hug?
Peter's for you.
Et voila.
Cool.
One day we'll get this stream solidly working. I'm just waiting for Black Magic to release a little box.
Do you reckon that'll solve it?
Yeah, it's a powered unit. The biggest issue with this is that being not a powered unit and
Oh,
being
that's
only
what's
USB-C.
going, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I reckon that's dying off or burning out something every single time.
Right.
Because the
You've got
battery's
all
fine.
this kit and you're using the littlest little grey thing to run the line thing.
Yes.
I'm too stingy.
We even
to
bought two
splash
of them.
it. Yeah, we did. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it made it even worse because you're burning even more power out of a MacBook that can't cope with it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But yeah, just waiting on that box
Yeah.
to be released and I'll get that.
I
Yeah.
can't see any more comments coming. I haven't seen any more for a little while.
No,
The last one I can see is George Farron, the Matt Cave.
Yeah, you're way back then. Something's up with yours.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I've typed in recently in the chat saying sorting it and et voila and all this sort
Cool,
of stuff.
I will restart mine then.
But to be fair, it's not
Oh.
really questions anymore because we probably answered all of them. It has been quite a long
go.
time.
Yeah.
Fix it, Rob.
Yes.
Pub
Yeah.
time, I reckon.
Stream with hiccups.
Indeed. Yeah.
To be fair, the best thing about the live stream is when it freezes and and put it on Instagram, and then I took it down afterwards. I thought, yeah, Matt's funny about what goes on Instagram sometimes, and
Really?
a picture of you holding your tits, looking like you're
to
rubbing
be fair,
yourself.
you think
I
about
thought
what
that
he
was a bit
posted on
much.
Instagram
No,
from when we were in Cornwall.
Yeah, but you went drunk. The first thing in the morning Matt did was review his Instagram and delete everything he did from the night before. The only
Oh,
reason
I
I
did,
saw it is because
yeah.
I saw it live, because I have no life and I was
Yeah.
working.
Yeah, we saw it instantly. Like your message came through instantly as soon as that was posted.
Yeah.
Like we're just sitting around the table, it's like, oh bloody hell, Tim's message.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's on it. We're drunk. Oh, we haven't posted
But yeah, it
that.
was funny as fuck. Just do it.
Yeah.
Language has gone downhill as well. We've lost it.
James is just shouting. Matt, do you know of any cheaper lathe chucks? My Axmister ones are like €250.
The only brand that comes to mind is Nova and Record, or is Nova a Record one? I don't know.
I don't know. Record Power are usually pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Record. Try them,
they're
or
pretty alright.
a Nova chuck maybe.
I mean, anything I can think of would be like Powermatic stuff like that. You're talking like thousands of pounds for that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, final question, because I think this is a fairly good one.
Okay.
Simon B955 says, how can we share with you some of the stuff that we make inspired by your vids?
Oh, I swear I had an area for that at one point that I was going to make.
Instagram, put hashtag Matt's a king on it.
Matt's a king.
We'll forget that was the hashtag.
Yeah, we will
won't go- we won't go
Yeah,
out.
what did Tim say? He was scrubbing through the live stream trying to find it.
Yeah.
No, once I pull my finger out and start doing the monthly updates, that will be the time to do it.
Hashtag Matt pull your finger out.
I'll remember that. Tell
There you
myself
go.
every
There's
day.
got to be a hashtag for some reason or another.
Yeah. To be fair, we
what
need a
was it?
child-friendly hashtag.
Yeah.
What was it? No, that was it. At the end of the school
Student series
student
stuff, that's what you're
series,
thinking.
yeah, I was going to share stuff then.
Not saying you're going to do this as a suggestion. What if you had a page on the website where you could end up linking to people's stuff inspired by your work? I reckon that'd be really cool to get a community page.
It's
So
how
how would you get the stuff in there? So how are these guys going to get you your stuff, their stuff to,
email.
to put on it?
Through the contact page on the website.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's the
I'll tell
best
you
way
what-
that Matt will actually end up seeing stuff, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
So-
what, no, a lot of the times that I see things are actually when people tag me directly on Instagram. Although I'm rubbish at posting on Instagram, absolutely rubbish, I go through all my notifications, and when people tag me in something, always look at it, will pretty much always comment as well.
Well, clearly
There's a-
I need to start tagging you when I want stuff from you.
Yeah.
Because you just ignore everything else.
I mean, a shout out to a guy here. There's someone making a reclaimed version of my Power Tool workbench, and
I saw that. I was happy.
it's amazing, isn't it? And he's documenting every single step, and he's pretty much screwed up at every single step that I did as well, which is really cool. His Instagram username is #woodworking. He's just got some awesome stuff going on at the moment, and hashtag is actually spelt hashtag. It's not the it's not that logo.
It's not an hashtag.
It's not an actual hashtag. But yeah, #woodworking. He is doing some awesome stuff. And the only reason I know what he's doing or seen it is because he's been tagging me pretty much in every post. Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff. I gave him a shout out on Instagram the other day, but yeah. And he bought a mallet.
There you go. So if in doubt, Instagram.
Instagram.
And anything you really want to, I guess, put across, like you can do the contact page on the website as well. That has some
Contact page on the
possibilities there.
website. The one that I don't check is Facebook. Usually, like, I'm not good at checking Facebook because it.
Social media, full stop.
Well, no, Facebook kind of gets linked in with my like my personal notifications, and it just sort of becomes this big mess, and it's difficult to, like, I don't know. It's not going to happen. Instagram's the
I could
best
have
place.
just told you the Wi-Fi, couldn't I? Just never.
You could have, yeah. Well, that's it. So I just put a comment in said, I'm on 3G, so my comments are freezing. Rob, fix it.
Yeah, Instagram or contact page via my website would be the best one. All right. All right.
Lovely.
It is 20 to 10.
Is that pub still going to be open? I don't.
I don't know. If not, I'm going to ring yours for a beer.
Is it the one next door?
Yeah, I don't think that will be. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for hanging out this evening. It's been a long one, and the numbers have pretty much stuck. It has been amazing, so thank you.
Very good.
Most of all, thank you very much to Tim Scott 2000, who has
Indeed.
come and joined us
I'm
this
Scotty.
evening.
It's all good. I'm Scotty. I mean, Tim's got 2. I need a bigger arrow.
And particularly for this.
Yeah,
I want to see you mess this up 3 times at least.
it's going to happen.
Definitely.
It's going to
Definitely.
happen.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one of these operate sideways? We'll make that happen.
Now, think about the amount of power that's in this, and how it's just going to go no matter what. You've
Whose
got to get
hand
it
is
right
gonna get
first time.
trapped?
Or how much of a cabinet is going to be just broken and cracked.
I would say hold the sides together with some framing wood first. Don't put the tops on. Test it with a.
Good idea.
So you don't have a top to break off when it
Oh,
goes
I
up.
see.
Once
Yeah.
the VOD goes all the
Yeah.
way through.
Yeah.
But you need a bottom, obviously. You just don't put a top on.
Nice.
Still bloody doing it, man. Still fixing this for you.
I know, it's terrible.
Lovely.
Thank you guys for watching.
Cheers,
We will
guys.
see you at 7 or 8 p.m. next week. We'll see. We'll see.
We will see. We will put it out on Instagram beforehand. What time
Rob,
we will
mate,
be streaming.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I can do this.
I'll just
Yeah,
give
you
Rob my
can.
login.
I think I've got your login. I should be on it, to be fair. I should just be posting. Right. Distracted. See you next week.
Au revoir.
Cheers, guys. Lovely.
He's back
Sorry, I
again.
cancelled you.
That's all right.
No, it's alright. It's still...
Promises you can't keep.
I can do this.
I'll just give you my login. Is it back again?
Yeah, we're just watching Tim watch the live stream. He's way behind.
Cool. I am very way behind. I'm on 3G because you haven't sorted me out.
Wait, so we are still live streaming?
Yeah, we're still live streaming. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you just trick him by putting up a what's his name?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did put it up and I brought it
Well,
back again.
It's because he cut
There
you
you
off,
go.
so he's letting you finish.
Oh, I was just going to say nice to have it. Nice, thanks guys for having me here.
It's
It
been
was
really
lovely to come and visit and hopefully set you on the right path. I mean, if it goes wrong, it
Thank
goes
you.
wrong.
I think if it goes wrong, that was the right path to take.
There you go.
But it's good.
That's cool.
Good. Thank you very much.
Nice little encore there.
Indeed. We need to do this every week. Just cancel it and its true subscribers continue watching.
If you're going to the pub, make sure the Instagram story doesn't happen again. Mate, I've got some stories that I'm going to do. Last time I went out like that, I ended up wearing a dress.